There he is. Oh, look at the Spartans tonight. You are watching Milton Hershey football on MHSkids.org. Just a couple minutes away from kicking off this one. Milton Hershey taking on Boiling Springs tonight from Henry Hershey Field. Second home game of the season. Mike Straub alongside Jay Garvey. And Coach Mark Zerby's also in the house tonight.
That's right.
Jay, how are you, man?
I'm doing well, It was a good week. Always a good week after the week of Cocoa Bean when you win.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Getting set for the anthem tonight. Set things for you here. Spartans 3-0 against the Bubblers, who are 1-2. In some ways, a surprising 1-2 because they hadn't won a game for 2+ years. But I'll tell you what, Jay, cannot take the Bubblers for granted tonight.
Well, I'm gonna let Coach Zerby talk about that because he's got a great line. Coach?
There's an old slogan that says there's two teams you never want to play. A struggling team like Boiling Springs that's just won, or a really good team that just lost, similar to Middletown and folks like that. So it should be a good game tonight. And I understand that Boiling Springs had a great week of practice, and they're excited for the contest.
Well, in nature of high school sports, Coach, the Bubblers don't know how bad they've been for 3-4 years. It's a fresh group this year, some new coaches in town, a whole fresh attitude. So really the pressure's on Milton Hershey not to take them for granted.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to respect everybody and, and don't take anything lightly.
There you go. A look at our on-camera look here for the first time in the booth this year.
Oh, high tech now.
Good to see
here,
everybody. Now, the Bubblers they had a 24-game losing streak that they did just snap last week with a win against a rival, too, in Big Spring, their neck of the woods. And their other two losses were close. So they've been in every game this year. Totally different Boiling Springs team. They've really been the doormat of this division year in and year out for a while. Not the case this year. Spartans cannot take them for granted. And there you see, look at that 24-game losing streak they snapped all the way back to 2015, which just seems crazy. So Spartans, though, got to bring it on the ground and in the air tonight. We'll see what we'll see how Naeem is feeling, if the ankle's better. Anybody have any intel on that?
Actually, I do. I had a chance to talk to him earlier, and I think that he's probably going to play limited. He is dressed, he said, in case they do need him, but I would think that we might not see too much of him to start.
Okay, well, we'll pause for the playing of the national anthem on a beautiful night for football tonight from Henry Hershey Field. We got the Spartans and the Bubblers coming up in just a minute. Nice job by the Spartan band. So we're going to talk about the Bubblers offensively, pulling off their wins and being in each game. Kind of starts with their quarterback. Zach Von Steen is the name we'll be saying throughout the game tonight. They do plenty of damage on the ground, but Von Steen can throw it. It's got a little over 300 yards passing and 3 touchdown passes this year. So it might be a new challenge for the Spartans defensively. Have to see what their secondary can do. As far as the offense goes tonight for the Spartans, it's going to be about the ground attack, because I was reading in the Carlisle paper, they say that the Bubblers are susceptible to the run, and that leads us to the three-headed monster, if you will, Jay.
Right, and again, averaging about 300 yards for the Spartans in rushing per game, and I think I read somewhere Boiling Springs is giving up well over 200. Little update, though. Coach can give us an update on Dion Bryant.
Not in uniform tonight, suffered a concussion last week, still on concussion protocol, so he's 26 is going to sit this one out tonight from the sidelines and hope to be in better shape next week for homecoming.
I see him down there, no pads, and that is the freshman. Dion Bryant had a 96-yard touchdown last week that just set the stadium on fire. So that means really with Naeem still recovering and now Dion out, a lot of the pressure falls on the shoulders of Thiago Anyanu, at least in the ground attack. Maybe it leaves an opening for some of these receivers to get going.
Well, and also we might see some other folks in the backfield. I saw in warm-ups it looked like Darius Briggs was getting some carries, but one thing is a game like this obviously presents an opportunity for someone else to step up.
Well, we are underway, and on a short kick, it is scooped up by Daquan Burney. And the senior goes pounding ahead, so the Spartans will have decent field position to get things started here on what is a fantastic night for football. Yep. Into division play, Coach, how much do things change when you're playing in division? Or is that something maybe the coach gets too caught up in and the kid's just ready to go play whoever's out there?
Oh, no, it's an extra focus. I mean, it's all games are important, but when you get into the conference, the stakes go up.
Spartans in the midst of a 3-game homestand, if you will. They beat Hershey no problem last week in the Cocoa Bean game. And then they've got to look ahead at homecoming next week. You hope this doesn't fall into a trap sort of game.
Right, yeah, these are those games you got to be careful as a coach telling the guys, now let's not look too far down the line. As Coach Zerby talked about, these bubblers, this is a big game for them. And a win tonight, man, what that can really do to help turn a program around.
Well, it was voted as the game of the week in that Cumberland County, that Carlisle Sentinel newspaper. There's Tagiri Mavasiri from the gun. He's going to hold it and look to throw. He's got space, underthrown though. Looking for Avon Cross.
Looks like we're going to see Marcon Quegler out there too, number 10. He'll be getting some action. Looks like he's filling the kind of like that scat back from Dion Bryant's position.
Marquand, another senior.
Yep, Cameron Smith, number 1 out there. He had some carries last week. Got some time at the end. Did very well. Ran very hard.
Man, that Avon is a big boy. 6'195 Avon Cross line. The near receiver. Kegler goes in. Handoff goes to Cameron. Cameron pounding ahead. Got 5. They'll make it 3rd and 5.
Down to the 40. 3rd and 5.
Coach, what does it do for a team that can kind of get guys in early in the season like this to help with the depth?
I think it's going to help a lot. I mean, if we could start to get a sustaining drive, rotate a lot of players, get them some experience in conference, I mean, that's only going to amount to good things.
So 3rd and 5. Kegler on an end around here meets a whole bunch of bubblers, and he'll go down, no gain on the play. Worth noting, guys, Naeem Cross also helmet off on the sideline. He's in pads, but he's not involved in the first possession.
Yeah, I think the hope is that he's not going to have to play tonight, but, he is dressed and ready to go if need be. But I think the hope was that, the Spartans can get up to a comfortable lead somewhat early, that, you again, as Coach just alluded to, you get younger guys in rotation.
Well, nothing going on this initial drive. Josh Perro's out to punt on 4th and 9. Nice high kick. Takes a Spartan bounce, too. Keeps on rolling. So it'll die inside the 20. About the 12-yard line. Nice job, Josh Perra.
Tremendous punt by Josh.
Chris Farnsworth down there. We noted last week how he was down on every single kick. In fact, I think, Mike, you named him as your special teams player of the game, so he's off to a start already.
51 yards unofficially on that punt.
Not quite the crowd this week we had last week.
Not quite. I was
starting to fill in.
Talking to Gavin, our student ambassador here on the broadcast team. He said they're eating dinner. They're coming. And look, there's a big crowd coming in right now.
He's right. Yep. Also, I want to take this opportunity to say hi to Student Home Ross Elementary. They were probably not going to make it tonight, but I walked to school with them this morning, and they had a great time last week. But they said they were going to try and watch tonight on the live stream, so I want to make sure to say hi to them.
So Bubblers now go to that wing tee, which is their new look. Talk about an old new look for the Bubblers. Inside handoff for Taven Kelly. He's got a nice gainer on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Tackled by number 6, Tykeer Gibson. Ball spotted at the 21-yard line. Gain of 9. 2nd and 1.
So Levi Wager's going to have to leave the field with an equipment malfunction. Just his headband. Not allowed.
Yep. Jaden Parrish is going to check in for him.
Better hustle up. Bubblers are ready. 2nd and 1. So much confusion. Ball pops out around the end.
Oh, wow. Nice play by Chris Farnsworth there.
Quentin Jones gets the 1st down for the Bubblers, but Farnsworth comes over to make the stop.
Number 24, Quentin Jones.
I would have to venture to say that Spartans have not played against an offense in this in quite some time, so it probably took a lot of preparation.
Boiling Springs achieves the line to gain. We're at the 24-34.
9:21 to go in the first down for the Bubblers out to the 24-yard line. Quick handoff inside. This time the Spartans are ready. Look at Hunter Hanley trying to create the turnover. Had both hands on the football.
Yeah, Hunter had a great game last week. Kind of leads the defense there from the middle.
Slight loss on the play, so nice job on first down by the Spartans up front. The linebackers there, Hanley along with Cameron Webster. And Darius Briggs.
Loss of 1.
A lot of pressure on them tonight, keeping up with all these misdirections. Quick pitch outside. Spartans are there again. Nice job. I think Briggs was over there.
Yep, nice job by Josh Para.
Yeah, Josh
Stealing
Para.
the end there. Yep, not letting the play get outside of him.
So backwards on 2 consecutive plays for the Bubblers. See if the Spartans can force a punt here on 3rd and 12.
Quentin Jones on the carry. Back in the backfield by a host of Spartan tacklers.
Tell you, one of these days I'm going to show up with some binoculars and the whole game's going to change.
Loss of 1 back to the
Yeah, I remember you talking about that last week. I had an intention to bring them.
3rd and 12.
3rd and 12, Von Steen under center. Look at that set on 3rd and long. Who needs wideouts? But it's a design pass through the middle, complete.
And he gets it.
Through all that traffic. Look, about 3 Spartans almost got a hand on it.
It's a double tight, double slot formation. It resembled the old wing T waggle action a little bit, running guys on levels, and then the quarterback's just going to go deep short and found a receiver.
Mike Wagner is the receiver, and that's a back Spartans. They thought they had him stopped long. They got to regroup here.
Well, we know Boiling Springs can throw it now.
I think the philosophy for Boiling Springs is just keep chipping away, try to control the clock, run the wing T, try to limit possessions for Milton Hershey,
Right,
and see if they can put a drive together.
First down. Around the outside
Good
again.
job, Josh Parr. Oh, that's got to be a clip.
It's a buck sweep play that's designed to hit off tackle, but he bounced it outside, and good save by the Spartans.
No flag on the play. Clemente Ojinaka in pursuit.
Number 11, Tavon Kelly on the carry.
Clemente was held pretty well in check by Hershey. They avoided him at all costs. Maybe he kind of comes to life tonight against this team that's going to keep it on the ground.
Yeah, we talked about him last week. His real upside is on that pass rush, and so when you have a team that's kind of keeping it close to the chest like this, you're not going to see his athleticism as a team that's going to really throw it, and he gets a chance to pressure the quarterback.
Gain of about 1. Another quick handoff. Quentin Jones able to get away from the initial tacklers and turn it into something positive. Looked like the Spartans had that pretty well sniffed out, but not. Presents another 3rd and long, though.
Yeah, nice job by the Spartan defense getting through and getting upfield. Just got to make sure you have your eyes open for that ball and find the ball carrier.
Ball out to the 30-yard line. Feel like the Bubblers had to work really hard for about 25 yards here. 3rd and 7. Another throw from Van Steen.
There
It's
he
picked
is.
off. Hunter Hanley drops
block.
back and
Don't
makes a
hold.
play. Oh, there's a
Cam
flag.
Webster.
So Hanley's still on his feet, but this is going to come back to the spot of the foul.
I think we're going to get Cam Webster with a hold there. You can see Hunter Hanley, the senior, getting mad at him.
Still, Spartans have big play potential on both sides of the ball, and it's Hunter Hanley who we saw do such a nice job inside with his kind of strength last game. This time he drops back in position, seals it off. Great play by Hunter Hanley.
Yeah, he read the pass, got into the hook and curl, coverage, and was able to pick that one off. He is a tremendous young man, too. A great student as well at the school.
The way he dropped back in coverage, it's almost like maybe he learned something on the previous 3rd and long. Like he kind of was already reading the quarterback.
Moves the ball back to the Milton Hershey 47-yard line.
So Spartans will take over 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. We'll see if Tigiri Mavasiri and company can get something going here. They went 3 and out in their first possession. Quick toss here. That's a bad pass. Picked off and off to the races. Can Jaden catch him? Down he goes. Talk about knowing the play. Taven Kelly jumped the route, and now the Bubblers are in business.
Jaden Parris able to stop the touchdown, but still, they need to go back and look on the film to see what happened there. It's almost like they knew what was coming.
They'd seen that play on film. They saw the quarterback right out of the huddle. And credit Taven Kelly. I mean, that's a senior. He's lost a lot of football games. Now all of a sudden he's got some players around him. He's not giving up this season.
See Stanford Mason and Isaiah Morales checking in there, kind of like that goal line defense, putting a little bit more beef up front.
Well, the Spartans really took the morale away from Hershey with a goal line stand like this last week. We'll see if they can muscle up one more time here. There's some early movement, so that'll help.
Good procedure.
So Bubblers going in the wrong direction on first down.
Illegal procedure against the Bubblers, moves the ball back to the 10-yard line.
So it'll be 1st and goal from the 10 now.
1st and goal.
Certainly helps.
Zach Von Steen, the quarterback, pitches it out for Jones. Some blocks out there, cuts it back, bounces off a would-be tackler. Now he'll get forced out of bounds. Gain of about 2.
Just set up and ran the same play.
Right.
Definitely trying to get to the edge.
Yep. Spartans need to do a little bit better job of sealing that corner, too. I mean, Clemente did a nice job and kind of kept it spreading, but, you know, even getting 2-3 yards there is going to, like, as you mentioned, chip away.
And now they bring off the big boys. Mason and Morales come out here. Josiah Gibbs, big man in the middle out there now.
Diodone Gomes.
Second and goal. Jones up the middle. He's met, driven backwards. Got back to the 5-yard line, though.
Yep, like seeing all that brown and gold around the ball.
So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 5.
Big play here for the Spartans.
You might want to, I think the Bubblers will consider going outside again or possibly play action pass. Sometimes watching the tight end. That waggle action could be a possibility as well.
Taven Kelly, the man who started this with the interception, checks back in on the offensive side of the ball. As the Bubblers will get their numbers to increase as their success continues, but they are a short roster tonight.
Yeah, and actually I was thinking about that earlier. This is probably one of the most full sidelines I've seen out of them in a couple of years.
Yep, and they take a timeout here. They don't want to let this opportunity slip away. And we should mention the coaching staff has changed. They've got some change of personnel in the booth, if you will. They got some almost royalty around now at Boiling Springs.
Oh.
Former Cumberland Valley head coach, whose name escapes me.
Tim Rimfel.
Tim Rimfel.
And a McDevitt coach at one time. So he is in the booth coaching, so he's a guy who knows his way around the wing tee. So much success with that offense in Cumberland Valley for so long. So when you add guys like that who have won in this league top to bottom at the highest division, that's going to change the attitude around the program.
Well, and Coach, I mean, you might be able to speak to this. How long does it really kind of take to get a program kind of turned around?
I always say 5 years.
Yeah.
You know, I think 5 years, I mean, but having a mentor like Tim Rimfel and a system like the Cumberland Valley, which has been so successful for decades, I think is really advantageous for this young team. And then obviously bringing some stability to the program and having that win last week is what we were talking about earlier. It's a big morale. And kids that didn't believe all of a sudden do believe.
Yeah.
Well, talking about the Spartans, they guys came in with so much hype really around themselves. Think back to that Penn Live interview.
Yeah.
All the guys were talking about. This is really their first taste of adversity this season. Kind of plays with some injuries tonight. Naeem's been their guy last year, really carried the load. To not even have him on the field, this will be a real test for the Spartans tonight.
Yeah.
Speaking of tests, 3rd and 5 from the 5-yard line coming out of a Boiling Springs timeout. Scoreless game, 4.5 to go in the first quarter. Kelly in motion has it. There's a host of Spartans there. Can they keep him out? Looks like they're able to.
Nice job of Josh Perra there, controlling the edge, forcing that come back inside.
Fourth down. So 4th and goal from the 3.
4th and goal.
Looks like they're going to go for it.
Yes, it does. And as expected, they tried to tackle the edge. Now with 4th and 3, still think they try to go outside.
What a morale boost this can be for the Spartans if they can shut down this drive that started inside the 5-yard line. So now 4th and goal from the 3. Van Steen and company are going to go for it.
I'll tell you what, they got a big boy right there in the middle in the backfield. Watch for him.
It's a design pass. Zone touchdown complete. There's that man again, Mike Wagner. He has both the receptions tonight, and on 4th down, he comes down with it. And the Spartans are trailing now, 6-0 at home. Well, they certainly made him work for it.
Yeah. Well, and again, Spartans being their own worst enemy, turning the ball over like that, and giving them a real short field to work with.
A low kick sneaks in there, and so it's 7-0 Boiling Springs. We talked about it. Can't take them for granted. The bubble ready to play.
Yep. All right, let's see how the Spartans can respond here.
Well, Spartans don't have much in terms of offensive firepower. A 3-and-out and an interception. They barely touched the ball as we're already down to 3:45 to go. But while we're at it, let's look ahead.
Yep.
Next Saturday, homecoming.
Yep, big game. And, like I say every year, homecoming at Milton Hershey School is not like any other, high homecoming. What do you think, Zerb?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, people coming from all over the even internationally to come back to enjoy a Milton Hershey homecoming. It's a special occasion.
1:30 afternoon, Saturday kickoff. We'll have it right here on MHSkids.org if you can't make it out to campus next weekend. All right, time for the Spartans to regroup. I'll tell you what, they were in it. It was a close game for well through the first half against Hershey, so it's not like the Spartans haven't been in close contests. They eked out a close one at Susquehanna Township, but they've really messed up this kick. Chris Farnsworth has to go back to the 9 to pick it up. Now he's stuck, but he makes a man miss, and he's still on his feet momentarily.
Does a nice job of turning something that's nothing into something.
It almost got really exciting for a second, but he's out to about the 21, maybe 22-yard line.
Well, and we say it every week. Spartans, they have that opportunity every play to take it to the house. Big play. We saw that last week. Deion Bryant and Giago with a 65-yard touchdown. So, that's one thing I think we've seen some growth, Zerb, wouldn't you say, with Spartan sports here recently, with just the kids staying in it, staying focused, not getting down on themselves?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's all about keeping your poise and everything like that. And Boiling Springs knows how dangerous they are. That's why they're squib kicking for the second time. And we just got to cover and get some field position.
Tigiri Mavasiri from that shotgun. Chiago and Yanu on his right. Chiago's got the handoff here, bursting through a hole, staying on his feet. Look at Chiago and Yanwu. He's got a blocker in front if he can use him. Across the 30, tries to beat him to the edge, and there he goes. Chiago to the house.
I tell you
play. Whew. 67 yards to the house.
I tell you what, I feel like it's deja vu from last week. I remember the same thing happened with him, and I say, what did I just say?
What a run. And what a moment. It's almost like he said, okay, this has been kind of boring. Just give me the ball and let me go. I mean, he could have been stopped 3-yard gain, 7-yard gain, and then over on the sideline still shakes a guy, and there he goes.
He's an amazing runner, and that's just the way he answered the bell last week.
And again, I think, if you really want to know who Chiago is as a running back, that play is a perfect example. Didn't quit, ran hard to the, speed, strength, balance, everything.
Oh, we got a bad snap on the extra point. Chris Farnsworth, though, pounding ahead. Oh, man, how close. Oh, and he's just short. Wow, Stanford thought he was in. So Spartans trail 7-6.
So again, Chiago, he was averaging over 10 yards per carry, and again, he's such a dangerous runner.
He talked about you want to see what he is as a runner. I think 99% of players wait for one of his blockers to catch up with this guy over here. He takes him on knowing he can't tackle him, stays on his feet, and beats him to the edge.
Yeah, but if you go back and watch, there was a certain point here where he did slow down a little bit and help his teammates get in position. But, I mean, we've talked about, just what an intelligent kid he is, too. And, I mean, wow, I can't wait to go back and watch that one.
All right, we got a ball game on our hands. We kind of knew we would. We kind of knew we couldn't overlook Boiling Springs tonight. You looked at the games they've played.
It almost kind of reminds me of a certain basketball player we had last year where we noted, Mike, right, that every time a team would come down and hit a three, right, Danye would come down and do the same thing.
Well, I was thinking that about Boiling Springs. Some of those incredible Keontae Lucas numbers probably came against some of these bubbler defenses. So they're probably going, man, we're so tired of getting knocked around by Milton Hershey School. They're coming to play tonight. Shorter kick this time. Oh, what a – oh, but he doesn't wrap him up. Farnsworth lowers the boom, but he doesn't tackle him. Doesn't turn into much damage.
That was an initial hit. We heard that very clear up here. That was a guy who brought the pads.
Well, and Tykeer Gibson, man, he came down there pretty angry.
Number 28, Benjamin Garvin on return.
So that is where the Bubblers will take over.
17-yard line.
We got a clock malfunction. The clock is running. Should have stopped more closer to about 3:10, I think.
Well, I think you were right, Mike. It looks like dinner time's over.
Yeah,
Crowd's
filled right
filling
in. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, pretty good crowd here from Boiling Springs. That's quite a little hike, but they travel pretty good. Credit to them and their fans.
Yeah, the Bubble Town is always they've been good supporters of their teams, and it's one of those kinds of schools. They'll get hot on some. I know they've got a Penn State baseball recruit on this roster, so it's not a place that lacks athletes, but.
Well, and it was not too long ago. They were our biggest rival when it came to football, back in the day.
Coach, they had some good basketball teams for a while.
Yeah, Pat Dieter's been the coach for 30 plus years and does an outstanding job with Boiling Springs.
They've raised the clock back to 3:20. I actually think that was a slightly generous.
3:12.
No, that's 31.2.
Oh. We'll get it.
So that's a huge moment for the Spartans, too. But they're starting to look around going, okay, so we don't have Naeem. Maybe the Bubblers are a little bit better in pass defense than we realized. Just a great run by Thiago to settle things down. Get things back on track. So there, speaking of back on track, the scoreboard looks ready to go. The crowd continues to fill in here on the Hershey side of the field. And now the Bubblers will restart their offense. Zach Von Steen under center.
Spartans going with a three-man line here.
Inside handoff for Jones. That's not Jones. It's a solid gain on first down. 4 yards, it looks like, maybe 5. As we go under 3 minutes.
42 on the carry. Drew Euler out to the 25-yard line. Gain of 4. 2nd and 6.
Spartans came up with a turnover in the last Bubblers possession. See what they can come up with here. Excuse me, 2 possessions ago. Touchdown was the last one. See, short memory. That's Euler again, who just got the last carry. He's met by Hunter Hanley and a whole host of other Spartans and driven back.
Yep,
got about a yard, though.
Right there at the line. Such a tough kid.
So that'll bring up a 3rd down. Spartans are yet to stop the Bubblers on a 3rd down.
Out to the 26.
Looks like they dropped Levi Wager back to more of a linebacker position, maybe trying to help them get a little bit better angle on those wide sweeps.
Back at their own 26-yard line. Be huge if the Spartans can get the ball back. I feel like this is a long. Might see a ref's arm go up in a second. It was at like the 5-second warning. There it goes.
They better get moving.
Ooh, he just got it off.
Yeah,
There's
but I don't
some
think he knew where
confusion
to
back
go.
there. Yeah, they didn't get to the line fast enough, and now they could have blown that whistle 2 seconds earlier too. So nice job by the Spartans, at least creating some confusion, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Loss of 1, back to the 25-yard line.
Looks like the Bubblers will kick it away.
4th and 4.
Well, Chris Farnsworth nearly made a 2-point conversion on a bad snap. He already had one big hit. Let's see what he can do in a punt return here.
Well, and I said last week, I anticipate we're going to get a block punt out of Clemente by the end of this season. He gets in there pretty quick and high.
High kick, but short. Spartans got to get away from it.
Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, and it takes a Spartan bounce, so he'll take over on the 47-yard line. It's exactly where they started when they threw an interception, so hopefully get a chance to reset that possession here. 48 seconds to go in the first quarter, 7-6. Bubblers leading things from Henry Hershey Field tonight. Cameron Smith back out there. Marquand Kegler, who we mentioned. Jose Mendez Montero as well.
I'll tell you what, we got single coverage out here wide on Avon Cross. We'll see how long they're going to let that go without trying to give him a shot.
Well, that's why I'd love to see Tigiri connect on a couple of passes, because the first ball he threw tonight was badly underthrown. The next ball was picked off.
Well, and just thinking back to last week, it was a nice play. Just if Avon could complete the pass or, the catch,
Yeah, that first attempt was to Avon that was underthrown, so hopefully we'll see another one soon.
Tigiri gives it to Chiago. Chiago, another big hole.
Still going.
Out to the first down and then some. He's pulled down, gain of about 13 on first down. I'll tell you what, I would like to run behind Stanford Mason.
Yeah. Well, he takes great pride in his pancakes, but I know one of the focuses this week was that he not only needs to focus on the pancake, but trying to get a second block.
Well,
he continues to block a kid once the kid's past him, and I think some coaches have pointed that out to him as driving a kid 15 yards down the field doesn't help when, But I know he takes great pride in that.
First down for the Spartans into Bubbler territory. Tigiri, design keeper for him. And he's taken down just past the line of scrimmage.
Tigiri Mamasiri on the carry. Gain of 1 down to the 39.
All right, now he's taking his first hit tonight, so he's ready to go.
Yep.
2nd and 9.
And that'll do it for the quarter. So after one, we knew it would be close, and that's what we've got here.
Yeah.
7-6 game.
Bubblers of Roaring Springs 7. Spartans of Milton Hershey 6.
The Bubblers are kind of living up to the hype.
Yeah. Definitely, one thing too, I don't want to jinx anything, but have we had a penalty called except for that hold on the pick? No. We had one offsides on the Bubblers, I think they called.
Yeah, no, not like last week where we probably had 6 penalties and I think almost 9 in the first half. So that's been mistake-free in terms of penalties, but just the turnover, those types of things have got to be cleaned up a little bit.
Well, it's very early in the season, guys, but it's worth taking a look at something like this right now. You look at those Capital Division standings. Spartans undefeated, Palmyra undefeated.
Yeah.
Middletown's loss came against Bishop McDevitt, might be the best 5A team in the state. And Steel High got absolutely pummeled last week by DeLone Catholic. So I think if you're thinking about the Spartans, as they see some of those scores, they think, okay, this could be a year where we can finish at the top of these standings if we take care of business. And that means taking care of teams like Boiling Springs when they come to your home field.
Exactly.
Just one game at a time. It's just, one play at a time, one game at a time, and just keep focusing on one each week, and each time you had success, it's one more rung on the ladder.
And we talked about dealing with some kind of early season adversity too. Naeem beat up a little bit. Dion, who is this great rising star, hurt a little bit. As you take a live look inside the press box here at Henry Hershey Field.
We need a backdrop. New shirts this year. Yes, we need a backdrop, though. Some extra headphones. What else do you want, Zerb?
No, I'm very comfortable.
There you go. Yeah, I don't need anything. There you go.
Very relaxing.
Maybe some air conditioning up here.
Just may see, yes.
No, I don't know. It's going to get cold in a hurry. A lot more memories of cold games up here where I'm happy behind the glass. All right, 12 minutes now. We're just starting the second quarter. Tigiri looking to go deep for Jaden. Jaden's covered, so Tigiri tucks and goes. He takes a lick as he goes out of bounds. Picks up 4 or 5 on third down.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Rather than trying to force a pass, with a first-year starting quarterback, that's pretty good to see this early in the season. Right there, he picked up 5 yards. That's as good as a good run play.
Absolutely. Yep.
3rd and 5,
Good
and he
decision.
flipped it fast over there. So this is 3rd down, and I got to believe it's 4-down territory for the Spartans anyhow.
Yeah. I don't know. Don't want to second guess, but I'm giving it to number 7 right here.
Chiago in the backfield. Cameron Smith, the up back. Chiago's got it. Nice big hole for him.
Right
First
behind
down and
Stanford
more.
Mason.
Stiff arm there. Across the 20. And then runs one more man over before he's forced out of bounds. Oh, man. Chiago and Yanwu flexing the muscles tonight.
You almost got to think that Chiago probably realized that this was going to fall on him tonight, and he's taking that on.
More than up for the challenge.
You wonder if there's even a conversation on the sideline that maybe he and Stanford go to somebody and say, "We got this."
Well, and they're the closest of friends, as we talked about last week. They refer to each other as brothers. I think they both have aspirations of hopefully going on and playing in the Ivy Leagues, possibly together. So, yep, there's definitely a relationship there.
1st and 10.
Look at
Cameron
Cam
Smith
go.
has got a nice big hole on the other side. Cameron's got 5 or 6 on 1st down. Takes us inside the 10.
Coach, wouldn't you say, that is a sign of a really growing and developing program. When you have kids that can come in situations like this, seniors who, I don't even think Cam played last year, but, just being able to contribute in a sense like this.
Oh, yeah, it's tremendous. Like I said, this is going to be a year of success, but it'll be by committee.
Yep.
Tigiri to Chiago. There's that big man again. He's taken down about the 2 or 3. He's talking about Stanford. Stanford is clearing people out.
Yep.
So that'll be 1st and goal now for the Spartans. Josiah Gibbs going to check in offensively. Jaden Paris comes back on the field.
Yeah, I think what we're going to see is they're going to put Josiah almost like at a fullback position, a lead blocker.
1st and goal from the 3. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at Josiah lined up in the backfield. And that's Tigiri.
He got it.
Getting in. Tigiri Mavasiri's got a touchdown. The Spartans take the lead.
Right behind number 55, Josiah Gibbs.
And you like to see that. 1st down, inside the 5, no messing around. Let's run that ball right in the end zone. We need to get tricky. We'll start to overthink things. The Spartans jump in front, 12-7. So they'll go for 2 and try to get back on pace.
Same formation.
Maybe even the same play. Oh, this time Tigiri gets taken down for a big loss. So Spartans come up empty on the 2-point conversion, but they retake the lead. 10:39 to go in the 2nd quarter. Milton Hershey 12, Bubblers 7.
Spartans in Milton Hershey 12, Bubblers of Portland Springs 7.
Nice to see the Spartans respond. Trailing at one time, face that adversity head on. Just like that, they're back in front.
Well, and it's also good to see that they can also sustain a drive. They're not the one-hit wonder, 75-yard run touchdown every time, that they can sustain a drive. We talked about last week, it's nice to see them trying to air the ball out a little bit. I think that certainly opens up the run game.
No, and there will come a time this season they're going to have to convert more through the air. There's going to be some teams down the stretch. But still, impressive to see these seniors on the offensive line settle in and just sort of establish their dominance.
It's like you said, that last drive, all north and south, nothing too cute, no major gambles. Let's just get it in the end zone, and would have been nice to get the 2-point conversion.
I was at the concession stand before the game, and a Bubbler fan was next to me, and she said, "What kind of candy do you have?" And the kid actually slid a menu, and she was on the phone with somebody reading off all the titles. And I was like, "Man, this is the Hershey the Hershey repertoire in case you needed a quick refresher."
Well, and you certainly won't find any M&Ms.
Right. So Spartans on special teams, a shorter kick once again. Give credit to Monticello Cajigas coming up and making a stop. Another senior. So Spartans go back out defensively. Nice stop, force a punt last time out. See if they continue the positive momentum.
14-yard return.
Still early in the second quarter. Zach Von Steen under center. A quick handoff in the wing tee, and
Josiah Gibbs
lifted and put right back down. Josiah Gibbs.
What's impressive with that, if you go back and watch that, he was actually on a stunt too, and still able to make that play.
We said this about Xavier Oliver last year. I don't think those big guys from Hershey get enough credit for how athletic they are.
Yeah.
Those are not just bodies. These guys can move.
Well, and number 57 there, Diodone Gomes, I got to know him a little bit this year, and, as it ranks, he was a running back.
Wow.
But, he's a senior, he's a long, tough, athletic kid, and, when you get those undersized, fast, strong little defensive tackles, they can create all kinds of nightmares.
Mm-hmm. The Spartans loading the box here. Oh, but it goes away from them. Still Josh Parra's out there.
Yeah. Great job holding the edge there. Look at who's out there on the end, too.
Yeah,
Number 55, Josiah Gibbs.
Looking to who came all the way out there to help out.
Boiling Springs is back to traditional wing tee. It was a fullback belly in the first play. That was a buck sweep. It looked like on the second one, you just follow the pulling guards, and they'll usually take you to the ball.
Well, and usually as a coach, what you're trying to do with those defensive tackles, right, is they're keying on those guards. So,
right.
They know if those guards are going, that they're going to the ball. And that's probably what's allowing somebody like a Josiah Gibbs to get, out and moving.
Just can't get caught in the misdirection.
Yeah, and that's what we saw last week, I think. We were getting trapped a lot.
Another 3rd and long and another long huddle. It's a quick toss outside for Kelly. It's a race out there. The Spartans catch up and force him out of bounds.
Cam Webster getting out there, showing some athleticism, getting out wide.
I picked up on a tell, I think. When it's a passing play, the huddle takes 3 times as long for the Bubblers.
All right, well, we're going to put that to the test.
They may be drawing in the grass.
I didn't want to bust
you go
that
left,
on an
you go
obvious
right.
3rd and long.
You go down to the mailbox and hang left.
That huddle was, again, just 2 or 3 times longer than the other one. So another forced punt here by the Spartan defense. Farnsworth drops back. See if he gets a chance to show off here. There's Clemente.
Oh, I tell you, he's going to get one.
And here comes Farnsworth.
Oh.
Cuts to the
Makes
middle.
the first one miss.
Gets to the edge.
Watch the block, Clemente.
Oh, and they threw it. So it'll be an illegal block on Clemente Ojanaka. And Farnsworth made a nice return out towards midfield. I think Boger's saying it's a little bit shoulder to shoulder, which it really was close, but they're always, when a guy's defenseless like that, I don't really blame them for the penalty.
I think referees have gotten a lot more sensitive to that over the years. Back in the day, right, Coach? All you had to do was get your head in front. You could do whatever you want as long as your head was in front.
Sadly, it's been 2 basketball players.
Well, we weren't going to mention anything, but
the hard part, too, there, if you're Clemente, when you're watching that on tape, probably the coaches, and it's not even needed.
No.
Farnsworth isn't getting anywhere at that point. But at the same time, you want to see these guys play hard all the way to the whistle.
Yep.
So probably not one that he's going to have to do too many up-downs for.
Well, and again, what was kind of cool that last play, and again, if you get a chance to go back and watch it, is Hunter Hanley, who had that pick, he went over and even talked to Cam about, like, hey, as a senior showing leadership and going to the young sophomore, we don't need that.
Right. It's a 15-yard penalty, so the Spartans will start from their own 35. There's Chiago.
Showing some patience.
Hesitation, gets to the line, and then some. Another first down run by Chiago and Yanwu. Yeah, he talked about it, showing patience twice in that run.
Wow. I tell you what. I think I saw in Penn Live this week, he was ranked, number 4 rusher in the whole mid-Penn.
He keeps his shoulder pads so low in traffic and just keeps on churning. There's no way he's going to come down with an arm tackle. I mean, he's amazing at following the blockers and not coming down on the first hit.
Kegler in motion. It's Chiago again, and this time he hits the gas. Oh, makes him just scoots around a man.
Oh, my goodness.
And there's the stiff arm. He's forced out of bounds.
This is fun. Yeah, this is fun.
Well, it's not even like a juke move. It's just a one step, and they can't even keep up with him.
This is like a running back tutorial. I mean, you saw the stiff arm, you see the delay.
Yeah.
Everything that you try and teach a kid about running the ball, we're seeing out of Chiago tonight.
Well, he's up to 40 yards on this possession. And here he goes again. Spins away from a man and falls ahead for another nice gain on first down.
he play basketball? Get him on the basketball court or what?
He does not play basketball. Not enough contact.
That's 48 yards
Maybe
on
like
the
a
ground.
defensive specialist or something?
Yeah.
Chiago's got 48 yards on this drive.
I tell you what, too, and I talked about it last week, our offensive line, we have, this is the best offensive line we've had in a long time here at Milton Hershey School.
This time, it looked like he's going down for a loss, but I think he gets all the way back to the line of scrimmage.
He
Maybe
might have
even
got the first down. Yeah. But, you know, and we spent a lot of time talking about Stanford, but, you know, we got a sophomore at the other tackle.
I was just going to bring up Jose Mendez Montero, the junior.
And Danny McKinney, you know, and well, we've had our center has been Edward Van Arsdale. You know, he's only a sophomore. So this is, what do you think, Coach? This has to be the biggest we've had in a long time.
Well, and it is. They're sustaining the blocks, and they're opening the holes, and you know, that's imperative for any good drive.
I think that center is 53, Jose Mendez Montero.
Okay, yeah. Edward Van Arsdale played last week.
Yeah, no, he's
yeah.
just a junior, and he's doing a nice job tonight.
Speaking of big offensive linemen, can we get that picture we had up last week? Coach, 64, were you an offensive lineman?
I was so bad. I was just an outside linebacker. They wouldn't even let me play offense my senior year.
I tell you what, if there's some history buffs out there, tell me that doesn't look like Jim Burt. I mean, you know, is that a neck roll too? That's the old school neck roll there.
It's an early sign to just stick to basketball. I think is what it was.
Outside linebacker. Wow.
Timeout on the field. And the Spartans have 1st and 10 from the Bubbler 16. Spartans have scored 12 straight. It's been all Chiago and Yanwu on this possession. Now he got a drink, and he'll go right back to work. Oh, but this time the Bubblers are ready for him. They finally slow him down in the backfield.
Well, it looks like we got Stanford Masons on the sidelines here, getting looked at by the trainers.
Boiling Springs will double team him or shadow, just lock one-on-one. I mean, they're gonna move the defenders around to make it a little bit of a guessing game.
We really hope the best for Stanford. Hope he comes back quickly. So Chiago got back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10 now. This time Chiago goes to that side again and pushes ahead for a solid gain. Will be 3rd and about 6, maybe 7. Stanford's up and walking now.
It's like Prince Sockbo's in there at the right tackle position, filling in for Stanford. Stanford up, walking. That's a good sign.
Balls on the 12-yard line. It's a gain of 4.
They'll call it 3rd and 7 from the 12. Same kind of thing. You pick up 4 yards here and you still go for it on 4th down. So you see what the Spartans go with. Kegler in motion. Chiago on a misdirection. Stumbled for a second. Now look at him carrying people. Still up. Turns into a rugby play.
I tell you what, they might have to bring the chains out on this one.
It's going to be close enough to go for it, that's for sure. It's going to be 4th down. That's the signal. It's going to be 4th and 1.
No, I would hope they'd almost measure that.
6-yard line.
Gibbs will come in. Josh Para checks back in.
Let's see a pop pass here to Josh Para.
Tigerian, empty backfield. Design keeper we saw earlier, and he's going to be short.
Wow.
Turnover on downs.
One of those linebackers came up hard.
I think the Bubblers just recognized it from the last drive. They saw that play twice.
For 30. Mike Wagner coming up and making the play.
Will be Boiling Springs ball at the Milton Hershey 7-yard line.
I'll see if the team up with another big play here. 5 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. Everybody on offense now run over to check on Stanford. Van Steen gets things moving from his own 7. Handoff back there to Jones. Spartans keep up with him, drive him down, maybe a gain of 1 or 2. It looks like 2 out to the 9.
Number 24.
Just under 5 minutes left here in the half.
Darius Briggs.
2nd and 8, ball out to about the 10-yard line. Credit Quentin Jones on that one. Looked like it could have been a loss initially.
Yeah.
I think they would have had the first down if they would measure east and west, though. I think a lot of coverage east and west.
Quick handoff again. This
inside
time they had a
belly.
nice hole. It's going to be 3rd and just a couple here for the Bubblers.
Drew Euler will the carry. Out to the 14. Gain of 4.
Well, this is pretty much Mike Marcus's point in the game where we kind of really turned it around. So, see a big play here out of the defense. Get a nice shift in the momentum here.
Not an abnormally long huddle on 3rd down. Just going to say that.
Okay. Well, looks like we got Josh Parra coming off the end here too.
It's QB keeper pounding ahead for the 1st down. Well executed. Caught the Spartans kind of back on their heels.
Out to the 18.
But if you're forcing your opponent into QB keepers from their own 20-yard line, you're supposed to be doing something okay.
Yeah.
So 1st and 10 from their own 18 now. We're approaching 3 minutes to go in the half. Handoff for Jones. He gets to the
Nice
side.
job.
And he's brought down there.
Chris Farnsworth coming up again, making a nice stop.
Cameron Webster as well over there.
Number 24, Quentin Jones on the carry. Driven out of bounds by number 4, Chris Farnsworth. Gain of 4 on the play out to the 22. 2nd and 6.
So timeout on the field. You see the way the Bubblers, very orchestrated team timeout. They all take a knee kind of in unison over there. Or is there an injury on the field? I can't tell.
All right, we're going to take this opportunity.
It is an injury, pardon me.
Okay, we're going to take an opportunity here to plug our upcoming Fall Family Weekend, October 26th through 28th. Look forward to having all our families, as many as can get out here and visit us. I know we have an away football game that week, Friday night against the Bubblers. We will be hopefully providing some transportation out there. And also, anybody who's interested in sharing about all the opportunities here at Milton Hershey School, you can see the information there about contacting our admissions office at 1-800-322-3248. Contact our admissions staff and they can set you up with a tour.
All right, back to action. 2nd and 6 for Boiling Springs from their own 22-yard line now. Van Steen gives it to his fullback. Flag in the backfield, and Spartans turn that around.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be against the Bubblers, maybe illegal procedure.
Yeah, I don't think that that back was lined up in a legal position.
Yeah.
It's called false start. In fact, in the previous play, it looked to me like Quentin Jones, who I think had to leave the game with an injury. Hopefully he's okay too. The way he was in motion seemed questionable to me, but the refs weren't looking. The same thing I saw anyhow.
17-yard line.
So Spartans will take that, makes it 2nd and about 11.
2nd and 11.
Clock continues to run, go under 2:20 now. The Bubblers have just been kind of, it's about 2.5 minutes off the clock on this possession, and they're still deep in their own territory. Started from their own 7. Second 11 here, gives it to his deep back, and I think every Spartan on the field was jumping into that crowd.
That's exactly what you want to see, right, Coach?
Absolutely. Gang tackling. 11 guys in the photo, we used to say.
Well, they give him almost 2, so that makes it 3rd and 9.
Well, and the Bubblers, last thing you want to do here is not only do you want to get stalled, but you don't want to give the Spartans the ball back with any time left.
Well, in some ways, it's been strange that their willingness to let all this time run off the clock and not really go for much.
I don't know, Mike, would you say this is a long huddle?
I wasn't paying close enough attention. I didn't have my stopwatch running. .110 to go. It's a handoff for Kelly, I believe. Spartans are quick to cover, and now a timeout is called by the Spartans. So that is their second timeout. So they'll get the ball back here with 1 timeout and 1:06 on the clock. So now can Daikiri Mavasiri complete a pass?
Well, it's going to start here with this punt return. We need a nice one, get us good field position.
Beat me to it. Maybe Chris Farnsworth just does it by himself.
It'd be nice to get a touchdown or some points on the board before half and extend a little bit more of a cushion heading into halftime.
Yeah, you know, we're going to try and see if we can get an update there on Stanford. Certainly don't want to see him on the bench, but, you know, again, if you're going to have to sit a Naeem Cross and you're going to maybe even have to sit a Stanford Mason and you got Dion out, you certainly want a nice cushion lead that you know that you can, as a coach, feel probably a little bit more confident having those guys get some extra rest.
Yeah, Stanford's still sitting on the bench, doesn't have his helmet on. So Farnsworth is back at the 50-yard line, standing right in the center of the Spartan. Low snap, the kick is away, and Farnsworth will have some room to work here again. Cuts it back outside. He's got a blocker over there.
Oh, great
Big block
by Tyke.
Here goes Farnsworth. And there he goes, Farnsworth jogging. Is he in?
Cam Webster delivering a blow.
Touchdown.
And then, of course, what does he do? He looks around to make sure there's no flags. But, hey, once again, I feel like we called that one.
About 53 yards, and I tell you, Farnsworth has this all energy all the time guy, but he was patient that time, looked totally in control.
Some big hits there, too. I know Tykeer Gibson, but then I'm pretty sure it was Cam just because of his response afterwards. I think he was a little nervous. He might have made another mistake, but wow, can't wait to go back and see those hits.
Yeah, it's funny, they've squib kicked off to stay away from you know, the talent, and they punted the ball right to him. And then we're able to set up that wall and get the blockers out front and got the score they needed.
Talked about it last game, Coach. So many athletes on this team right now. You got to find ways to keep everybody engaged and happy. That's one thing I legitimately say. We got to get Avon and Jaden some more passes to keep them engaged. Farnsworth's guy says, "I'll find a way. I will stay involved."
He's already done a great job on defense. It was nice to see him get something on offense as well.
So the Spartans will go for 2 again, leading 18-7. Tykeer puts it up in the air for Jaden, just overthrows him. So Spartans are 0 for 3 on conversion attempts tonight. But they still lead this one 18-7.
Well, and they did what we asked, right? Coach Zerb said it'd be nice to get another score here to kind of cushion the lead going into half.
A big one, and there it is. So see what the Spartans come up with now. 50 seconds on the clock. I mean, this defense has been so dominant. I guess you just want to go in the halftime and have the lead, but I wonder if Josh Para has an onside kick in his bag. Coach, I'm guessing you knew Josh Para could always, what he could offer you in the basketball court. But was anybody aware of all the skill sets he had on the football field? It feels like it kind of was a surprise last year.
Let's not forget he started here as a soccer goalie.
Well, that's what I mean. A soccer goalie turned punter, now turned special teamer, weapon, and receiver, and everything else.
He absolutely does it all. He's an amazing student athlete.
Oh my gosh, a couple of
big
huge hits.
Big hits.
Oh. Spartans are angry tonight.
Well, it's impressive. Some of their big guns are down and injured tonight, and there goes Stanford walking into the locker room. He's got a shoe off.
Preliminary report is maybe the ball of his foot. Yeah, Zerb's going to go down and try and find out for us, but maybe a turf toe type thing or something.
Yeah, he doesn't appear to be limping too heavily. Doesn't appear to be like an obviously sprained ankle or something, but like you said, Zerby's going to go right now. Man of action, if nothing else. How about that?
He's got those special passes as a coach here. He gets into places we can't.
Well, there's an injured bubbler on the field. I don't want to not acknowledge that while we're still here. Take a look at the schedule if we can. Let's see if we can talk about what's ahead for these guys. We mentioned that next Saturday, 1:30 will be homecoming. Take a look at those standings. 3-0 looks awfully good next to the Spartans' name. Don't get me wrong.
Well, yeah, and again, not to always look ahead, but Paul Meyer are playing very, very well, and there's some teams on there. I mean, it's not going to be a walk in the park.
So East Pennsboro at home next week. Then they travel to Trinity, who's yet to win this year, which is surprising because that team usually they've got talent hiding. They can get hot in a minute. Middletown, which is still one of the top 5A teams in the state of Pennsylvania. Then at undefeated Palmyra.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, start sounding the alarms now. Let's get a big crowd over there that night. And Spartans will need your support. So we won't be able to bring you that live stream, so we should be out there in numbers to cheer them on. Then Camp Hill back home on senior night. And then it'll be Fall Family Weekend at Steel High. So first down now, 43 seconds on the clock. Quick inside handoff again, able to bounce it outside. And the Spartans recover and bring him down. So a nice gain on first down.
Tell you what, Josh Parra, we were talking about him earlier, but he's having himself a heck of a defensive game again. He's just so athletic, and we forget how big he is.
Yeah,
we talk about all the time, he just kind of like lopes, and it's just amazing. You see him there.
I think he just gets more comfortable. Every football game he plays, he gains more confidence. He gains more kind of guts and field awareness.
Yep.
And I mean, he's evolved from the kicker and punter to a secondary field general, a guy who's reading the plays. And he's one of the first guys. Anytime it's to the outside, they're looking to him to make the stop. So Bubblers let the clock expire. So after one half of football, Milton Hershey leads 18-7 over Boiling Springs in a Capital Division clash. We'll take a quick break, bring some great programming, and then we'll be back with the second half of action right here on MHSkids.org. We hope you're enjoying this one, and we'll see you in just a couple of minutes.
You name it, we supply it here at the Department Supply Center.
This is where it all starts. And it's our job to check everything in and to get it put away.
We are pretty much behind the scenes, working all the time to support the various programs here on our campus. So this is our online fulfillment area. Our house parents will enter an order. Those orders come over here.
You just go down through and you're picking from both sides.
From the time an order is received until it's delivered is about 24 hours or less.
We're getting butter, broccoli, florets, and I just check it off. I think the most interesting part about this building is the flow of food and other products. It moves through here quite quickly.
I feel we're the heart of it.
This is the main kitchen. We cook and supply all the food to the 3 campus schools, the health center, and also all the evening meals.
Today I'm working on concassé and tomatoes for a function that is happening here tonight. It just makes the tomato skins come off. I've been cooking for over 25 years. This is what I do, and I enjoy doing it, especially here at Milton Hershey School.
There you go, brother. This is the dock in the supply center. We play a role, and we know it. This department, does a bang-up job of making sure the kids are #1 priority.
It certainly makes it easier for the house parents to be able to order this stuff and then have it ready and delivered to them.
It's just one less thing they need to worry about so that they can focus on our students' needs.
These docks, when we leave, we're done because the fridge is clean. There's nothing in the room back there.
Off it goes, yep.
It's a pretty amazing operation.
and welcome to The Give, this year's opening of school celebration.
And stand with me and rise up as we celebrate the extraordinary gift from our founders. Mr. and Mrs. Hershey chose to rise up. They could have chosen to live a self-centered life. Instead, they chose to rise up in service to others.
I mean, who gives away millions of dollars to make lives better for people that they don't even know?
They aligned their gratitude with their intention to help those less fortunate.
It's that unselfish giving that can be seen all over our campus and beyond.
They outlined a vision for our home and school, and they succeeded because of their unwavering enthusiasm. As Ben Franklin once said, well done is better than well said. I say, we say, well done, Mr. and Mrs. Hershey. Their success has lived long after their lifetimes, and that is what we celebrate today.
So as this school year kicks off, find ways that you too can give with gratitude.
You may not be able to help thousands initially, so start by helping one. A new student, a classmate, a teammate, your roommate, a stranger.
Think about ways that you can give back.
Get in the habit of helping others, and you will soon realize that you are changing the world with one small action at a time. And when you align your gratitude with intentions shaped by a vision and fueled by enthusiasm, you are well on your way to living a life of meaning and purpose.
I came to Milton Hershey School August 18th, 1980.
August 4th, 2013.
June 19th, 1957.
February 23rd, 2015.
September 25th, 1933.
September 26th, 2011.
October 22nd, 1977.
August 20, 1991.
Enrollment Day is incredibly meaningful to almost every single Milton Hershey School student. Enrollment Day was the day their life changed.
August 4th, 2013.
August 12th, 1991.
January 5th, 1981.
December 9th, 1989.
October 14th, 1981.
It's the day that my life changed completely. I'll never forget it. Never.
To me, reading is everything. I meet them at the door and my sign says, "Welcome to the Reading Sanctuary," because a sanctuary is a safe place. We start every class with 15 minutes of silent reading. It's almost like a mindfulness built into it, because they walk in, they know they cannot speak. They sit, they open their books, they're reading their stories. My name is Debbie Myers. I'm the 8th grade reading teacher on the adventure team at Catherine Hall.
Oh, you're gonna love this book.
I tell them I will not force you to read a certain book, but we read. It's reading class. It literally says it on the schedule, reading. It's what we do. You will get to choose the book.
Before, I came to the school, I didn't enjoy reading.
A classroom library is vitally important to the success of our readers.
Now I see that reading is more important. It helps you in life, and you can understand people better by the experiences of people in a book.
They need to be surrounded by books at all times. The books need to be in their face. Students need choice. Students need variety. They need to be sitting here during a lesson looking over thinking, I wonder what that one's about. Maybe I'll read that one next. So when you look around my room, I'm obsessed with buying books for my students. Did it mention Dennis again? You're training your brain. So once your brain is used to reading the text and asking questions and making sense and visualizing, there's stuff going on in the brain while you read. It's not just words. Well, we've got good thoughts happening over here. Reading is thinking, and if they're not thinking about the story and having a conversation with the author and arguing with the characters, then they're not really engaging. Read 5 pages while you're brushing your teeth. Not only does your brain get stronger, but your teeth get whiter. I think for kids to get enthusiastic about something, you yourself have to be enthusiastic about what you're doing. My goal for my students is for them to become lifelong readers, lifelong learners. Reading is thinking, engage with the text, pick books you like, read as much as humanly possible, grow your brain, and that's what we do.
So today is our January enrollment day.
It's the culmination of all our work with families, with professionals to get a child to the point of enrollment where they get to join our community.
It's the day we celebrate.
We're going to be bringing in approximately 30 students today.
We have students coming today from Pittsburgh or from Red Line, Pennsylvania, from urban areas or rural areas.
The opportunities that they have to meet new people and go to places they've never had a chance to go to.
They're going to get to be friends with students who might think differently than they do, worship differently than they do, live in different household situations than they do. And I think that helps students grow, and it helps students mature, and it helps expand their world.
And all these kids and their families are bringing that richness to our campus and sharing that with others. I think it's one of the things that makes us so special and so unique.
I think it helps open their eyes, and I think our families are really excited about that for their kids.
I'm always excited and in awe of how our community welcomes these new students, just to become their friends, their mentors, their teachers, the people that are going to help them meet those goals that they set forth at the beginning and help them accomplish the reason that they came here. It's called Horsing Around with Physics.
This is a physics class. You know, we want to start to look at moving objects.
I will be riding the horse at 4 different gaits or speeds.
Kinematics, and that's the description of motion.
And there'll be students lined up every 10 meters. They will be filmed and raise their hand as the horse goes by.
Trying to figure out the meters per second. Brainstorming, how would I describe the movement? That'll be a little bit more meaningful, maybe retain the experience and the knowledge a little bit better.
We were looking for a way to connect with the students better than just using a phone, using email, because we knew that that was not a system that the students navigated to or responded to. They have their phone in their hand all the time. It's just their primary mode of communication.
I go to Penn State Harrisburg. I am a sophomore and I'm studying general bio. It's important to have a relationship with Milton Hershey School in general because it kind of reminds you of where you came from. And
it's really important for our students because the majority of them are first generation college students. So it's really important for them to have.
I think a home is a place where everyone feels accepted, where everyone feels welcomed, and where everyone feels loved.
And knowing that they can always depend on us as house parents, I think it gives them a real sense of comfort, knowing that they don't have to worry.
We have 7 boys right now, and we have a wide range of personalities. We have Aiden, Noah, they really feel accepted and they understand that they're a part of the family, which is just awesome. And we really try to build that here with them. The clothing is supplied free of charge to our students when they enroll at Milton Hershey.
Picking out some fancy clothes, some nice stuff.
And they get a full tub, an overflowing tub, with all of their clothing when they enroll here.
Coats, pants, ties.
Wow, I'm getting all this.
I got everything.
It's beyond their thinking that they could get this much clothing, and they don't have to pay for it.
We have a lot of students that come with just the clothing on their back.
I think it's cool because I get to pick my own.
Our deed of trust states that our students should be plainly, neatly, and comfortably clothed. We want all the students to have about the same types of clothing so that we don't have the haves and have-nots, but we still like to incorporate some color to help them feel good about themselves.
I picked yellow, red, blue.
And we get to tell them that's the generosity of Mr. Hershey, you know, and it's a neat way for us to again reiterate what the school's all about.
It's very rewarding to see that what we supply really makes a difference for our students, to help them feel good, to help them have the confidence to be successful, to have everything that they need.
Welcome back to Henry Hershey Field on the campus of the Milton Hershey School in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Your Milton Hershey Spartans leading at 18-7 over the Boiling Springs Bubblers tonight. Spartans are 3-0. Bubblers are 1-2. Quick injury update. Mike Straub alongside Jay Garvey and Coach Mark Zerbe.
I went down to see Stanford.
Hold on, we got to get you turned on there, Coach.
Try again, Coach.
Just got back from the locker room checking on Stanford, and looks like tweaked his right toe, hoping to get in here early in the third quarter.
We saw him walk out. It looks like he still had his shoes off, and he sat down there on the bench. So we'll see if they want to push it or not. We talked about it, Jay. You have to decide if the risk is worth the reward, if maybe it's better to just let the guy rest.
Yeah, you know, and I think that last touchdown kind of helped with that decision a little bit. You know, I also had the opportunity to talk to him briefly at halftime. He did acknowledge that, you know, after he came out, we didn't punch it in on that side over there. So I think he kind of felt bad about that. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's you know, sounds like it's a turf toe type thing. That hurts, you know, and that's about it. And you just got to kind of let it rest.
Yeah, it's just that coupled with Naeem Cross, Deion Bryant, several others that are a little banged up for the Spartans, but hopefully get the momentum going here in the third quarter.
Yeah, my wife was in the stands. She asked me what was going on with him. I said he has turf toe, and she said, so wait a second, all this banging around and him crushing people and bodies flying over everything, the turf did him in? I said, well, that's just the name of it, but it's, you know, it's the impact on the foot somehow, so I think he'll be okay.
Well, and you're happy. You know, I'm not happy he's not in the game, but you're pleased it's not a sprain or
an ankle.
Exactly. You know, or even worse. You know, a guy really rolling up a knee and doing something really bad, which you know, linemen happen to linemen when they're not looking and
and he could have gotten stuff. But you know, the other thing you got to take in mind is, you know, that toe's supporting what 330 pounds, you know, plus. So, I don't know. It looks like he brought his cleats out, so we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. But I'll tell you, I think the real thing we need to talk about is number 7.
Yeah, but better than 150 yards on the ground in the first half.
Oh, my gosh.
Thiago and Yanwu just absolutely chewing them up tonight.
You know, if we have any of our younger students, Milton Hershey kids out there that hope of playing for a Spartan football team one year and you want to be a running back, go back and watch all his runs because you're pretty much seeing all the skills that are coached to a running back, when it comes to balance and, timing and all that stuff. But just, we've been talking about it all night. Hopefully we'll continue to talk about it because he's an amazing player.
Spartans will kick things off here. And, Coach, in some ways builds confidence for a team to go through some adversity early in the season. You look at this team without Stanford now, without Naeem, without Deion Bryant, and still finding a way to lead things into the second half.
Yeah, we just got to start it off with, another deep Josh Parra kick and some stingy defense, try to get the ball back on downs and, and keep working.
Parra boots this one low to the right side, fielded about the 16-yard line. I believe that's Kelly. Taven Kelly runs into a couple of bubblers and Spartans, and he's taken down at about the 36-yard line. So decent field position to get things started for the bubblers here. I say that, guys, in my previous life as a sports guy, when we would say bubblers on TV, bubbler fans would call us and complain. They'd say, we're not here to be made fun of. And I said, man, I promise it's with respect. I thought, why wouldn't you want to be known as, who else can be bubblers?
I think it is one of the top 10 most unique high school nicknames in the country.
Oh, it's great.
What would be the other 9?
I don't have those memorized, Jay.
I can rattle some weird ones off.
Sure.
I've seen some zizzers.
Zizzers?
Yeah, I've
like
seen
the Zips of Akron?
I've seen some strange ones out there. Quick handoff up the middle. We've said that over and over tonight, and it's a nice gain on first down for the bubblers out to the 39.
Number 42, Drew Euler on the carry. Out to the 39, gain of 3.
Boiling Springs doesn't hit a lot inside on the belly or the dive. They use that to set up the outside, the buck sweeps, and so it's to kind of keep them honest inside to attack the edge.
We seem to be doing a little bit better job too on containing that outside as the half went on. So we'll see where we pick up with that.
Second and 7. Oh, it's a double handoff.
Oh.
First down for Kelly and a little bit more, and he's taken down.
The play's called a counter crisscross, and it comes after you run several buck sweeps. They end up pulling the backside tackle, and it's a double handoff. And it's something, if you don't read it correctly, can give you problems.
Well, and Tykeer Gibson coming up from his safety, it looked like he overran at the first one and missed the opportunity there to make a stop and gave up a little bit more yards than we probably should have there.
The bubblers cross into Milton Hershey territory for the first time in this half. First and 10 from the 45. Another handoff. Coming up and making the stop, though.
So then they came back to the buck sweep with the leading lineman pull, but didn't get past the edge this time.
Looking for number 14. I don't see him on my roster.
He's not on my roster. Making sure I'm not crazy. Get our scouts to find out who 14 is for us. Nice job in the linebacker spot. Give him 1 second and 9. Von Steen under center. He keeps it this time, looking to throw. Complete once again to his favorite guy. It's Mike Wagner, third catch of the night for the big tight end over the middle.
You know what? I'm looking right now. I don't see Farnsworth anywhere. I wonder if he had something with his jersey and had to switch numbers.
I think you figured it out. It looks like him. Fine detective work out of you, Jay.
Well, it's a good guess.
And that's with limited resources.
Another first down, looking to throw again. This one's tipped up and knocked away.
Yep, Darius Briggs making a big hit there and knocking it away.
The bubblers come out with some momentum here in the same way that Hershey did last week. That drive stalled. We'll see if the Spartan defense can toughen up right here. 2nd and 10.
Haven't seen many first down passes by Boiling Springs tonight.
No.
I think that may have been the first one.
Credit the bubblers. The Spartans, they're ready for it. Josh Parra calling out some instructions. Jones goes to that side.
Oh, we got a late
flag
flag
comes
coming
in.
Flag on the play, Quentin Jones on the carry.
He was in the direction of Mike Wagner. It's a hold on him. Yep. It'll be 2nd and about 20, might be 21 if that was about a yard behind the play.
Holding against Boiling Springs.
A little bit more. A 22. And I don't want to jinx anything, but the Spartans really have come a long way, especially in avoiding those offside penalties they had so much against Hershey.
Someone checking in online here, saying hi to his former basketball coach.
He should be in the library.
9:39 to go here. Von Steen under pressure.
Oh!
It hits Cam Webster, but only because Darius Briggs cut in front of his eyes.
Well, and a lot of that had to do with the pressure of Clemente Ojanaka.
Yeah.
I talked about that earlier. That's his forte, is getting on the pass. And, you know, again, what's scary there, if you go back and look, there was nothing between Cam and the end zone there.
That was so close.
So close. You just hope that doesn't bite him. Now 3rd and very long. Spartans got to just come up one more stop here.
So if I actually get a text from Pedro during the game, is that like, what was that, mid-game Pedro?
Mid-game with Pedro,
Mid-game with Pedro?
Post-game Pedro is a thing of the past now.
Oh, wow. Bold. Another attempt through the air. This time it is complete. Hunter Hanley is right there to shut it down.
Keep running those guys at levels about 5 to 7 yards, and it's quarterback read.
Couple options, right? Couple options.
Yep. Usually it's deep short on the Weigel.
4th and 16 or so, and the punting unit will come out. Yeah, definitely Farnsworth has adjusted to number 14. And that's very smart, because now when the film goes to the next team next week, they're going to be totally confused.
They got 2 really good guys.
Oh, the Spartans weren't ready for it. They didn't like the something about the
like a what are they, muddle huddle type thing.
Yeah.
Still, Boger and company hates to use a timeout that early in the half, leading 18-7. But credit to that defense. There was a bad penalty there on the Bubblers to send them back. And the Spartan defense shuts the door. And they get back on track here. Well, Stanford's back up, moving around, blocking guys on the side.
Drill.
Guy just wants to
sign.
play. Yep.
That's a good sign. Gotten several text messages from folks wondering where number 71 is.
Farnsworth drops back. Spartans look more prepared this time. Something about what the Bubblers had lined up.
Let's see if Farnsworth can double up a la Josh Parra from last week.
He's already got one.
Oh.
Did he touch it? He did. Oh, that's as bad as it gets. Bubbler football.
Might have jinxed him. All right, you're going to have that Spartan defense come back out. The back's against the wall.
You muffed it inside your own 15-yard line. Farnsworth just having confusion. Didn't decide if he wanted to catch it or not.
It's like baseball, first step back, and then sometimes they stun at it and let it roll into the end zone. Anything right around the 10-yard line, I think he just maybe took his eye off it a little bit. That's a critical error.
I think he saw a seam, and he thought, you know what, I'm going to catch this, and I'm going to at least get us out to the 30.
Well, and, you know, he's probably still living on the, from last time.
It happens to Jay Garvey in golf all the time, so I understand it.
Look at Josiah Gibbs and Hunter Hanley.
Just think you can carry that bunker, right, sir?
Oh, man, story of my life. So 2nd and 10, they're at the 11, so they can get a first down if they get it to within a yard. Or the Spartans can just shut the door a couple more times here. Keep your eyes on that Mike Wagner character. He's the guy who's been getting open in the passes, and as good as the Bubblers are on the ground, their one touchdown came through the air to Wagner. Another inside handoff here. Cameron came up. Cam Webster, that is.
Yep. Diodone Gomes was in there as well. The defensive tackle position.
Brings up 3rd and 5 from the 6-yard line. Big time bend but don't break opportunity for the Spartan defense right here. Forced into double duty after a muffed punt. Kelly around the outside.
Nice.
Boom, big hit.
There he is. Josiah Gibbs. Tell you what, for a defensive tackle, he gets all over the field.
He does. The way he comes off the blocks. So much speed. No gain on the play. It's 4th and 5. Again, the Bubblers are facing a 4th and basically goal situation where they started inside their own 10-yard line. Or no, they started the 11. Excuse me, the Milton Hershey 10. So both really their scoring possessions have come on possession where they were handed great field position.
Yep.
Another design throw. Downstein end zone touchdown.
You had him.
It's Wagner again.
You've been calling it, Zerb, what it was, all right? High-low.
I actually thought we might see it on 3rd down, but we saw it on 4th.
Yeah. I'll tell you what's effective about that is everybody tends to focus on that most shallow guy. You know, you forget about that guy coming in behind him.
Yeah, it's the middle guys sometimes that can give you the most problem coming from the opposite side.
Well, it's a game now, 18-13. This would make it a 4-point game. Any reason not to go for 2 and make it a 3-point game? That's why I don't coach, I guess. And he missed it. Pushed it right.
Well, I mean, the only thing you can say there is maybe you have a little bit more faith in your kicking game than you do in punching it in from 3 yards. But Spartan defense, I mean, part of it is on the offense, you know, putting them in these positions. Or last thing is special teams, yeah. But
so both the Bubbler touchdowns came on an interception return down inside the 10-yard line, and then a bad muffed punt inside the 15-yard line. That's led to their 2 scores. So 6:45 to go in the 3rd. Spartans now in a contest, 18-13. That might get Stanford Mason back into the game.
Yep, like I said, you know, got a chance to talk to him at halftime. I think he took a little ownership of them not punching it in that last time when they could have. So, you know, that's what you want to see out of your seniors.
It's got to be frustrating for the coaches, too, because a lot less penalties, which is point of emphasis. And then, unfortunately, it's been some – you know, an interception, special teams flaw that ended up setting up golden opportunities for Boiling Springs. So he's got to clean it up and keep grinding.
Yeah, Spartans having problems with the false starts and the offsides against Hershey High in the first half. Haven't had a single penalty of that variety in this contest. Another low one. It's scooped up by Farnsworth. He's met at about the 33 and pulled down. Some minor extracurriculars here.
Looks like Mason's coming into the game.
Yep.
Caleb Davis lost his helmet in there. Or is that Jacob McMillan? Excuse me, Jacob McMillan.
I think what you also saw there were some seniors getting a hold of him and getting him off the field before he maybe made a bad decision.
All right, good to see big Stanford back out there. So Jaden Paris looking for his first catch tonight. Thiago Nyanwu and Cameron Smith. And Tigiri Mavasiri, the quarterback. Kegler in motion. Goes to Cameron. He's pulled down for a big loss.
That wasn't blocked very well.
Bubblers knew that play from the beginning. They saw something. A loss of 3.
Lost 4 yards back to the 30-yard line. 2nd and 14.
Second and 13, maybe 14. Tigiri to Cameron again.
There you go, Cam. A little bit better hole there.
Brought down, maybe a gain of 1. 3rd and long here.
Tell you what, got to give it to number 7.
Yeah, it might be time to throw it to somebody again. I think the corners for the Bubblers are about ready to fall asleep.
They're crashing. Got Avon Cross out here.
Yeah, Avon down at the bottom. Jaden Paris at the top. 2 good receivers. Hopefully we can pick up a first down.
Or you just give it to Thiago.
Thiago cuts it back,
him out,
stays on his feet, gets it back to midfield, first down.
Either one's a good option. Either one's a good option.
That may have been our best pass play yet.
Thiago's out to about, 175 yards tonight after picking up 17 yards on that carry.
Coach Geyer used to say every time we pass, 4 things can happen. 3 of them are bad. We'll just keep running the football.
The eternal optimist.
5 minutes to go in the third now. Kegler in motion, goes back to Chiago. Big hole on that side, cuts it back and pounds it ahead right to the marker. Oh, that's a questionable spot. Line judge up there.
So a jump step there too, another thing in his arsenal.
Second and 2 from the 43.
Looks like we're going to audible the play here. They see something that they like.
Kegler in motion. Chiago's the up man. Give it to Cameron. Cameron tries to turn the corner. He does. Nice gainer for Cameron. Smith stays on his feet.
Stay with
He's
it,
got a blocker.
Cam.
Somebody on his tail. But Cam's got it. Cameron Smith, 43-yard touchdown.
And no flags.
Man, give him credit. I don't know how he stayed in bounds right about the 30-yard line.
That was all heart, Cam Smith. You know, his brother's watching out there in Pittsburgh. Grandma.
Some outstanding lead blocks there for that young man, too.
Absolutely. Yep.
Deserves it.
Yep. Once again, I want to give credit to that offensive line. They have just been all season.
And some of those receivers, too, don't get their numbers called too often. Play like that develops. They're still out there finishing those blocks, making sure Cam gets into the end zone. So, 24-13, Spartans punch right back, and they're going to go for 2 here. Tigiri from the gun. Looking our slant for Jaden, and Jaden pulls it in. There's just a taste of his hands right there.
I tell you what, the kid can catch it.
Yeah.
He's an athlete. We got to get him in the game.
Ball was thrown almost too far out in front. Looks like he barely got his paws on it, and then he brings it in.
He did a nice job of widening out the defensive cornerback to get himself a good angle on the slant.
That's true. I think when you go back and watch that, I think he made a really good move that the defensive back was just lost out there. So 2 more for the Spartans. They lead 26-13. And that didn't take very long.
No.
Free T-shirt night.
Yep. PS is first. Members first, I believe.
Yeah. All right, time for the Spartan defense to once again, and the thing is they haven't done a bad job at all.
No. Actually, in fact, I was just going to say that as we were getting ready to hopefully hold them back there was just, the defense, as much as we talk about the offense, the defense really has been playing well.
Pair of switches sides this time. Fielded at about the 13.
Oh,
big hit.
Farnsworth, another big hit.
Chris Farnsworth.
Christian Farnsworth is a tackling machine.
Jeez.
I used to coach with Coach Geyer. We were seeking guys like that for the kickoff team.
Yeah.
I mean, he is an unbelievable special teams asset.
Oh, my gosh.
First one down there, breaks down, rolls him up. And, I mean, you can hear the pop up here. I mean, it's...
Yeah. You almost got to think a kid doesn't want to – I wouldn't want to go back there and return those now.
No. And you said it that he's a guy who thrives on the opportunity.
Yep.
There's other guys who would go, I don't want to do special teams. I don't want to have to do all that work. He's out there every chance he gets ready to make a play.
No hesitation.
Von Steen looking to throw this time. It's deflected. Levi Wager getting back there.
That would have been nice. I tell you what, this is kind of what we want to see, right? We want to see the Butlers get back into a position where they're going to have to throw because then, again, our defense, what we saw that last year with those outside ends, as athletic and as fast.
Levi promised me today when I saw him at lunch that he would, if he felt that there was movement on the offense, to not cross the line of scrimmage and cause himself an encroachment penalty like he did last week.
Okay, well, good. So maybe we you need to start having lunch with them every Friday to review and get some guarantees out of them.
But you said it, Levi and Clemente are the 2 guys who just haven't had a chance to really show off what they can do because of just the nature of the offenses we've been playing against.
Oh, we got a couple flags there.
Multiple holes. They're tired of watching Josiah Gibbs just beat him up in there, so now they're tackling him. Look at Darius Briggs saying, let's just decline it.
Yeah. You know, it's cliche, and we were talking about this last week, but with a team like the Bubblers, you know, this is where you need to kind of start to put them away. The longer you let them stay in the game, the more momentum they can pick up. There's an opportunity. We need to make a stop, put another score on the books.
We just got to, force them to punt and not give up the big play, whether it's special teams or whether it's on offensive, an interception. We just got to play smart football. I'm sure the way the coaches would like to have it.
There's a look at the T-shirt tonight. I told you it's good looking.
Yeah. Well, and just as I mentioned too, you know, you're certainly in a good spot if you got a team that feels like they got to throw against the Spartans. As athletic, not only the front line is, but defensive backs. I mean, you know, we've got 4 or 5 picks on the season already.
Second at about 22. There's that misdirection again.
Yeah, counter crisscross, double handoff, not nearly the gain that they had last time. Good read by the defense.
Yep. Clemente did a nice job staying home there.
That'll make it 3rd and about
18.
18.
Yep.
Out to the 13-yard line.
3 minutes to go in the 3rd. Van Steen back to the air. Overthrows his man, comes up empty.
Missed a hold on Clemente there. He certainly got held up.
Well, it still did its intended purpose. Throw was nowhere close. Bubblers left to kick it right back to the Spartans. And that's what's impressive. I was nervous the way the Bubblers kind of got handed that touchdown after that. They'd regained some momentum, but again, Spartans kind of facing the adversity, staying calm, punching right back.
And you see the guy on his hip was Farnsworth again.
Yep,
right there, the ball was overthrown, and now he's right back for the.
You'll have a chance here again. Farnsworth, clean catch, hits the gas, shakes a couple men, and he's caught up there, but inside the 40-yard line. Another nice play by Chris Farnsworth. Shakes off that muff from earlier, lays out a couple of big hits. Nice job in coverage, and now the Spartans have very good field position once again.
Yep, just under 3 minutes here in the 3rd quarter.
36-yard line.
You see some Josh Parra here come out on offense.
I was just saying, it's been a little quiet for JP, and I'd like to see him get a little bit more involved in this game.
I think there's been a lot of guys on defense who have just done their job tonight. Doesn't look flashy, but the job that Parra's done, shutting down the outside edge.
Yep.
It doesn't put up a big stat, but it's part of why the Spartan defense has controlled this game.
Tremendous leader, too, yelling instructions, helping other guys out.
Well, Bubblers load the box here. Goes to Chiago anyway, tries to get outside. Maybe a loss of 1.
Number 7, Chiago Inyanu to carry. Brought down by number 2, Zach Caldwell.
Second down, maybe a loss of half a yard, if that.
Seen Jaden Paris come in.
Parra out and Paris in.
The two of them are quite a pair.
Well, Paris goes to the top of the screen now. Von Cross and Marquand Kegler, as Kegler goes in motion. Handoff for Cameron Smith. They're coming. Cameron gets pulled down for a loss.
Got to do something about getting that inside backer. Tell you what, heck of a block out there by Jaden Paris. Wow.
I think that there's something in that play now that when Kegler goes in motion, the Bubbler linebackers are looking to come bursting through. We got an injured Bubbler on the play. This gentleman who made the tackle, so you hope he's okay. It'll be 3rd and long now. 1:50 to go. So trainers from both sides coming out to check on him.
Looks like it's 42. Drew Euler, senior.
Well, we know you'll probably be here next weekend enjoying homecoming festivities, but while you're here, send some tweets. Make sure everybody else knows you can watch the live stream 1:30 Saturday afternoon against East Pennsboro. And East Pennsboro has been a talented team the last couple of years. Down a little bit this year, judging by the record, but should be another great Capital Division clash right here at Henry Hershey Field next week.
Well, they lost that running back who I think was like the conference player of the year, and then their quarterback, and I think a couple of linemen.
Tigiri looking to throw on 3rd and long, lets it fly. It's wobbly. It's picked off. Now the Bubblers have some room to work. There goes that man. Somebody's got to catch Josh Otto. Josh Otto.
And who's it going to be? Chiago.
He gets knocked out of bounds inside the 5. So again, the Bubblers will get unbelievable field position. 1:21 to go in the 3rd. Not done yet, guys. Not over yet.
Looked like there was a little bit of a lull after the interception, and guys weren't, as maybe as in tune to making that tackle, and that kid got into the open field.
Yeah. But I tell you what, if you go back and look at that, we had 2 of our linemen, Isaiah Morales and our center, Jose Mendoza Montanero, but full out sprinting down the field to, help Chiago there.
That was the ultimate pursuit drill right there.
Yes.
So 1st and goal from the 3-yard line for the Bubblers now. Their scoring drives previously were 7 and 11 yards. Look at the big man barreling in. They give it to Damon James, 5'9", 253.
Well, we talked about this. You cannot let this team stick around and, making costly little mistakes like that,
That's a big one. 26-19 now. And they'll go for 1. Try to make it a 6-point game. A late ad. Yeah, Tigiri just doesn't look as comfortable throwing the ball tonight. He had some nice rhythm in the second half against Hershey. Here come the Spartans. Nearly
Cam
got
Webster.
it. But it sneaks through, so it's good.
Just missed it.
So 26-20, 6-point game just like that with 1:12 to go in the 3rd quarter. We talked about the Bubblers. They snapped a 24-game losing streak a week ago. So that gets that, burden off their shoulders of carrying that losing streak. And now they go to every game with a new energy. Every game they win is considered, a whole new start.
Well, and they, something like this now, this brings them right back into the game. And again, as you mentioned, they believe they can win this game. Now, winning can do a lot of things for a team.
Yeah.
We said that from the outset, and certainly I think Boiling Springs has the momentum right now, and so we've got to get Chiago to turn the tide here and get the momentum back with the Spartans as we head into the 4th quarter.
It's almost like we need to go back to basics. Just give it to 7, give it to 7, give it to 7.
Well, there's plenty of athletes out there. And you don't want anybody to start overthinking it. One thing the Spartans have done well tonight is they face the adversity, they punch right back.
Yep.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Tigiri step up, make a play here in this drive. You think about the other guys who've slipped tonight. Farnsworth muffs one. He's jumped right back with a couple good plays. So we'll see what comes to life on this drive. Another low kick, but I just want to go all the way back. And he'll turn it into
Cam Webster.
That's a touchback.
Again, it hasn't been penalties. It had just been big plays. We've just given up some big plays and given the Bubblers the momentum that we just we want to desperately get back here.
Coach Boger saying, why aren't we catching that ball? Looking at Cam Webster and Chiago saying, it's another sort of, blunder. Just not thinking. Well, Spartans get the ball back here. 1:11 to go in the 3rd. 80 yards from the end zone. Again, Spartans still without Naeem Cross. Has not played tonight, recovering from that ankle injury. No Dion Bryant either, the freshman sensation, recovering from a concussion.
Yeah, but I've been watching him out on the sidelines. He is so into this game.
Yeah.
He's running up and down, and they probably had to take his helmet away so he wouldn't play tonight.
Chiago's got this one, and plenty of blockers. Chiago's still on his feet, shakes at least one, and he's got
first down.
Looks like he's got first down yardage. So 10 more for Chiago and Yanwu. My unofficial count says 185. chain gang on that side didn't want to believe it. Ball now to the 31. We go under a minute in the third. Chiago and Tigiri in the backfield. The give is to Chris Farnsworth with a head of steam. There's a blocker out there and cuts it back.
Wow.
Yeah,
great
Yvonne
block
really finishing that block.
14,
Back-to-back first downs. Farnsworth's got about 12 or 13 on that carry.
Jay, you're right. That was a great block by Yvonne Cross.
Oh,
that could have been almost a loss or a quick tackle for a short gain, but Yvonne stayed with that guy.
Yep, you know, it's not often that you get receivers that get credit enough for how important their blocks are upfield, but that was a textbook.
Farnsworth doesn't run, he gallops.
Yeah.
Just eats up yardage with his legs. This one goes to Chiago. He's met by a whole host of bubblers.
I think they knew that was coming.
Yep. So that'll do it for the third quarter, and that's a negative play. I think it'll be second and about 12 or 13 when we start the fourth quarter. So closer than I think Jeff Boger would like, obviously. The Spartans have done it themselves thus far, allowing the bubblers to stay in this one with some costly turnovers.
third quarter with the score. Spartans of Milton Hershey 26, Bubblers of Boiling Springs 20.
So who has to step in the fourth quarter, gentlemen? Who's got to get this game? Who's got to step up to win this game?
Well, I've been saying all night, I think you just continue to ride the Chiago train. I mean, he's picking up 10 yards every time essentially touches the ball. You know, and you get in behind that offensive line. They've been doing the job. And I don't want to jinx us. I'm going to hit some wood here, but, you know, no offsides. They're firing off the ball. You know, you do what works is what I think.
Boiling Springs is going to stun into them once in a while, but I think you're right. I think they got to go back to the bread and butter. Just go follow what's working and get that ball to Chiago and let him do his thing.
I tell you what we haven't seen tonight, too. We saw it the past two games. It was almost like that crossing route to Jaden Parrish, too. I mean, last week he hit it for a bigger play, and the week before they did it twice, a little something. But, you know, that's the only other thing, too, is you got to kind of do stuff like that to keep the defense off, you know, off their toes and open it up a little bit.
It's true. Haven't been too surprising. We'll come right at him, and here he comes again. Chiago, the head of steam, and a little bit more across the 40. There he goes. Good night. Chiago and Yanwu.
It's not hard, folks. It's actually pretty simple.
59-yard touchdown.
And I'm going to give credit to Isaiah Morales pulling around there. You know, was out there to get the block. But the crazy thing was Chiago was already past him. And, I mean, that just speaks to the athleticism there. But good hustle out there, Isaiah Morales.
But you're right. There is a different gear that he is hitting that nobody on the field can keep up with. That's a play that nobody was ready.
Was that 55
59.
Yard?
So he's got a 67-yarder and a 59-yarder and then a whole bunch of other 10-plussers.
Yeah, so
that's two.
He's up there.
That's 250, 20 at least. Spartans go for two again and again. Facing some adversity, punch right back. Tigiri hands it off. Chiago.
Wide open.
Around that side and walks it in. He's able to just walk it in.
Big number 50,
yep.
Isaiah Morales. I mean, again, you know, offensive line. We have not had an offensive line like this in a long time here. Some big, strong, and athletic kids.
And that's a big, big conversion. Makes it a full 2-touchdown lead. 34-20, Spartans back in front. They respond just like that. 80-yard drive, 59-yard touchdown. There goes that man again. And it's always worth mentioning, right? Still, what, number one or two in the class?
Yeah, he's number one.
They were arguing after school today that he was within point something of being valedictorian of his class right now, but it is one or two, and that's just equally as impressive a statistic.
Yeah. I just like to think of high school kids on Friday afternoon arguing over class rankings. You're doing something right. My friends and I were not arguing over that on Friday afternoons.
Jay Garvey wasn't even valedictorian of his hunter safety class back in the day, I understand.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Josh Parra's kickoff.
It's actually true, though.
Josh Parra misses this one a bit, might slip out of bounds, and it does. So that will give the Bubblers better than average field position.
Josh did not get that size 15 foot on that one as well as he had previously.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Wow. Well, then
and growing.
That's what I was going to say. If you're carrying if you're carrying around that much weight at the bottom, you're still going.
I think Stanford, and I've heard Harrison Bonani's up there in the Bigfoot Club.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's like a 16 or a 17.
What? Did they got that in the supply center? Or you got a special order of that?
We eBay those in.
That is, and I say that from experience. It's not easy living an abnormal sized life. 1st and 10 from the 35 after the penalty, which really didn't hurt. That's about where it went out of bounds.
Yep.
Von Steen throws it in traffic. I think it skipped in there, but they are going to call that complete.
Von Steen's pass complete to number 7, Dominic Schwang.
Yeah, you hope a coach got in the ear of Clemente Ojinaka and Levi Wager and said, they're going to start throwing. This is time for you guys to start flexing. Let's go. There's Clemente lined up closest to us in the defensive line. Handoff goes around to Kelly. Weegar
just
got a shot at him.
All right, no gain though.
Yeah, Spartan still force him out of bounds.
Tell you once again, Darius Briggs, man, he gets sideline to sideline.
Absolutely. Darius Briggs, Josiah Gibbs, Hunter Hanley, Cam Webster. I don't have to tell you about Chris Farnsworth. You know he's hustling. And Tykeer Gibson gets just kind of be the sheriff back there.
Yep.
Make sure everybody's lined up in the right. He's got to make sure he counts 11 every play. Oh, there's Clemente. Been waiting for the big man to make a play. He gets a chance here and shuts the door on Quentin Jones.
On the carry, immediately met by number 81, Clemente Ojinaka. Loss of 1, back to the 44.
Well, 34-20, but really, guys, it could be nothing. You look at where those drives started. Could be 34-zip very easily, the way the defense has owned the line of scrimmage for the most part. Von Steen gets lost out there and flips it out of bounds.
Hey, nice job there, Cam Webster coming up, making him force that throw.
Number 11, Levi Weegar.
Decent pressure on the quarterback too, rushing for there, you know, forcing him to get it out a little early. Good coverage by the secondary.
It's that same pattern though, they keep running.
So that makes it 4th and 12, and the Bubblers will kick it back. I wondered if they were going to have to start getting gutsy.
Oh. Here also Spartans just got to keep an eye out, not that they don't do something a little funky.
Yeah, I mean, look at this is the lineup they called timeout on, this arrangement, if you will. And it is a short one.
It's a fake.
Looking for a fake, and it works. Oh, my goodness, to Taven Kelly. Tykeer trying to get him, but he scores on a fake punt touchdown.
Just up the seam. I mean, essentially what you have there is man-to-man coverage. I mean, across the board, and, you know, just hope your guy is one of the guys that can't go out.
Yeah, that's the kind of, it looks like backyard football.
Yeah. Everybody go straight down the field.
Just like the muddle huddle for extra point, there's usually a variety, a couple different options on that, and that one just got, that was a well-thrown ball too.
It really was. Didn't even see who threw it.
Quickly get that guy into space and everyone else is behind him.
Well, to make it a 7-point game, I think it is good. So once again, the Bubblers find a way to respond, and it's really their first. They had to dig into their bag of tricks, but it's their first time scoring on a real drive. Everything else has been from bad turnovers or muffed punts right inside their own 10-yard line, the Milton Hershey 10-yard line, excuse me. So Spartan's going to punch back one more time, at least. 10-19 to go.
Well, the danger here is every single time something like this happens, when we score and they come around and score, you know, it takes something out of our team. You see them getting a little bit frustrated because, again, and it's elevating Boiling Springs.
Cam Webster, Thiago Nyanwu are the deep guys on the return team. Chris Farnsworth is standing at the 25, though.
Right there with Daquan Burney.
Look at the Spartans all inching up. It's been squib kicks all night.
And number 9, Cameron Webster, wait for kickoff.
It's another one. Slips away from Burney. Now Cam scoops it up. Cameron Webster gets the edge, turns it upfield.
Oh, nice little
goes
spin
down
move
close
down
to
the
the
end.
40-yard line. So decent field position.
Yep.
Wasn't the prettiest little return, but it'll work. You wonder the morale of the Bubbler defense. They're saying, all right, maybe this is the time we make a play, although they did have that great interception. That gave them a boost. And they're back to within 7 points, 10-12 to go. So Spartans got to find another way to answer back here. So the Bubblers just loading the box. Thiago falls ahead for about 3, maybe. Yeah, about 3.
Yeah.
And Young will be carried by number 11, Tevin Kelly.
Bubblers looked ready for that one. They really did.
Yeah, well, you know, they continue to run that inside, actually, I'm sorry, the outside there, but with that pulling guard. And, you know, it doesn't take too long for a linebacker to key in that every time Isaiah Morales is pulling, they know where that ball's going.
So 2nd and 7, Spartan band comes to life. Farnsworth keeps it. And he's met there and dragged down for right at the line of scrimmage. And it looked like he just made the wrong decision. If he had gone wider, might have had some more real estate.
Well, you need to get a little bit more of a push there on the offensive line. Give a little bit more clearance and a little bit more room for him to have an opportunity to make a cutback.
2 attempts to catch the edge either way, just haven't gotten out there to be able to kind of turn your shoulders and get upfield, read that block, and gain some positive yardage. This is a big play.
Feels like something good. Here we go. Your eyes on Jaden Paris lined up in the slot. But it's Thiago around the outside. Got to do it by himself this time. He's got it.
Again, you go with what works.
He had some blocks out there. Once again, Isaiah Morales moving men way downfield. As Josh Parra comes in. But across midfield, spotted at the 49-yard line. Fresh set of downs for the Spartans as we go under 8:44 to go.
Looks like Josh Parra in for Jaden Paris there.
Yeah, looked like he might have got his bell rung a little bit, or just, you know, what we need to see here is a nice sustained drive, eat up some of this clock.
Tigiri to Thiago.
Wow.
Oh, that's just pure strength.
Stop at the line, 2 or 3 guys, and still gets 5 yards out of it.
That doesn't make any sense. What should have been a loss of 1 suddenly is second and very manageable. Give him 4.
45-yard line. 2nd and 6.
Tell you what, guys, credit to the conditioning program for these Spartans that the line looks this good, that Thiago's got this much in the tank. Design keeper provide Tigiri.
Wide open.
Tigiri's got a first down and some more. Stays on his feet and falls ahead to the 30-yard line.
I like that play call. Haven't seen that one yet.
Like that, 15 yards. Tigiri Mavasiri.
Well, and you know, that's something we've missed in the past couple of years is a quarterback that is a running threat right from the get-go. I mean, we had Naeem, you know, last year, but that was, you know, he's a running back, and you expect that, but that was what made Keontae so, you know.
Tigiri hit that quick, and he was running downhill and, you know, found that seam right away. That was a real nice game.
Right behind there, big number 50, Isaiah Morales.
So first down at the 30.
Here
comes
again.
Thiago. Pounding ahead, staying on his feet. Giago across the 20. First down, Giago and Yanwu. I mean, the Bubblers know what's coming. They've seen that play all night. They read it, and they can't stop him.
Well, and as Coach Zerb alluded to earlier, you're not going to tackle them one person, and you're not going to do it just hitting them below the legs.
Never seen a guy drag more people than he's able to do. I mean, and it's no cha-cha-cha. It's all north and south. I mean, he just runs low, and it gets the job done.
Spot at the 19, first set of downs, Giago. And this time,
they figured it.
And they said, let's just throw a huge person at him.
Well, and
we should at least change sides, maybe.
Well, Stanford Mason just threw a kid across the field.
He probably does that every play, and I'm not giving him enough respect to watch enough.
I mean, you almost have to be worried about a personal foul on that.
You can see Jaden Paris right back on the field.
What did they say in the blind side? Excessive blocking?
It's usually hit and drive 5. For him, it's hit and drive 10, I think. This is amazing.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 as we go under 6:20 here in the game. Farnsworth in motion. It's Giago again up the middle, carrying guys again. What a motor he's got. Gets it down to about the 15-yard line, so a gain of 7.
Well, Mike, you were talking earlier about the morale of the Boiling Springs defense. I mean, what does that do to a morale of the defense? Like, what else more can we do? We're hanging on his shirt. We're grabbing his legs. He's still going.
Yeah, this has been a fantastic performance.
We've eaten up
by
about
the senior.
3-4 minutes off the clock here on this drive.
You see him squatting for a second there, just getting his breath back. I'm telling you, look at Yvonne. He's just Giago straight ahead, pounds it ahead down to about the 12. So it'll be 4th and about 3.
Well, now again, is this an opportunity where you take advantage that if I'm Boiling Springs, I'm thinking they're going to have to give it to 7, right? But is this an opportunity where you look for Yvonne Cross in a fade in the corner?
Josh Para, who's in for Jaden Paris, certainly is capable.
Rumor has it he can jump pretty high.
I think you call timeout. They're going to run the clock down, and they're going to call timeout and then really think it over.
I mean, what do you do here as Coach Boger? I mean, do you call what your bread and butter that you have, or is this where you take an opportunity that, that you're going to have to do something because they almost have to guess what's coming?
Yeah, I don't think they have. I don't know. I love to see a tight end dump, but I'm not sure Coach has enough confidence in the passing game right now. My guess would be probably take it to number 7.
What a moment. 4:48 to go. 4th and 3 for the Spartans. I mean, frankly, the defense has only been beaten on insanely short fields and a trick play.
Yeah.
So you have confidence that even if you come up short here, you're forcing them to go 80-plus yards.
In just under 5 minutes.
In just under 5 minutes. But I think you're right. How do you not give it to number 7?
Go behind.
Get him some Gatorade, whatever it takes right now.
I mean, what the bread and butter play is, all you got to look is you get Stanford that clears out that right side. You get Isaiah Morales pulling around. What I have noticed, though, as the time's gone on, you talk about that conditioning. Giago's a phenomenal. He hasn't lost a step. Isaiah, on the other hand, I mean, that's a big boy coming around. He's probably pulled about 30 times tonight.
It's a humid night, too. I mean, it's not
steamy.
A cool fall evening just yet.
No, the turf gets so steamy. It just gets sticky down there, covered in that ground-up tire stuff. Here we go, boys. 4:48 to go. 4th and 3, ball on the 11-yard line.
All right.
Farnsworth in motion. They go to Farnsworth, and he's got it. Chris Farnsworth, touchdown.
I don't think he got touched.
Everybody's staring at number 7, and then suddenly somebody else has the ball. And again, the Spartans answer right back. And some of these fans deserve some credit. It's not the largest crowd tonight. We got a few real passionate Spartan faithful.
Oh yeah, and
making some noise.
We talked about this last week about those elementary homes that didn't. There's still some elementary homes here tonight.
I'm telling you, you have a night. Weather's this nice, undefeated team. Where else would you rather be?
Well, you know what I love? Right down there in the front row, elementary girls' home, a student home, Eisenhower there, Mr. Cowan.
All right, the point after is good. 41-27. Chris Farnsworth. I mean, obviously we're talking so much about Thiago, but what a night for that guy. Whatever's asked, any side of the ball.
Well, you know, last week I kind of awarded Hunter Hanley like the Captain America award. I mean, tonight that's what Chris, all facets of the game. You know, I talked about this from the onset. We've got a couple guys out with some nicked up and everything, but he's kind of moved into that slot that Dion's been playing.
Yep.
Special teams, without saying, you know, he's the first one down and got a return for a touchdown, and then, you know, defensively, whew. Now watch, he'll probably be the first one down here to make the hit.
Oh, without a doubt.
Punt return for a touchdown as well. Just unbelievable. So 4:43 to go. Spartans re-extend that lead again.
Number 24, Quentin Jones, going Paris.
See if Parrott can get a hold of this one a little bit further.
It's a high one, fielded about the 26. That's Kelly. Kelly's got a nice seam. He's out across the 50. He's knocked out of bounds there.
Tykeer Gibson
by
getting
Tykeer
over.
Gibson.
Yep. But Bubblers with short field here. You can just not put him away.
Pushed out of bounds at the Spartan 42-yard line.
4:36 to go. So Bubblers got to strike quickly. See if one of these defensive backs or linebackers comes up with a big play here. Hunter Hanley had an interception earlier in the game. Josh Barra had 2 interceptions for touchdowns last week. Chris Farnsworth is everywhere. Barra comes up to the line, whispers something in Clemente Ojinaka's ear.
Yeah, I was just about to say, this might be a big time for one of our defensive ends to step up, make a big play. Saw that at the Susquehanna game where, you know, Clemente came up with a big hit at the end there with a fumble.
Well, talk about a change of pace. Von Steen to the shotgun, going deep right away, and it is tipped.
Good defense, Cam Webster.
Nicely done,
Played that
Cameron
right,
Webster.
Right, turn early, Coach?
Yeah, step for step. He was with them, hip to hip, as we used to say. That was outstanding coverage by Cam Webster.
And so often, that ball was just underthrown. So often that leads to pass interference. You end up just kind of running into the guy. So a nice job in position, no penalty, 2nd and 10.
And it was great. And again, we're going to emphasize, Cam is a sophomore. But I don't know if you noticed, but he also was looking back for the ball, which most high school cornerbacks, that's something that they still haven't picked up, where they need to go back and look for the ball.
I love these videos we got of the guys. It's great to see their personalities after they make these plays. There's that double handoff again. Nice little gainer. Josh Parra brings him down on a wrestling move. Does he wrestle too? He's got all the moves.
No, he's a basketball player.
I'm aware.
Yeah. Give a shout out also to Cam's grandma, Glendale. I don't know if she's here. She usually comes to everything, but I haven't seen her here tonight. Usually you can hear her. Wouldn't you say so, Coach Zerby? Cam's grandma, you've heard her a couple times, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Comes all the way from Philly for every game.
That's fantastic. 3rd and 3. Hunter Hanley calling out something in the backfield. Van Steen to the air. Picked off. There he is, Josh Parra.
Josh Parra.
Was that Gibbs who got a hand on it?
Yep.
So Josiah Gibbs on the tip. And Josh Parra sure-handed as usual. 3rd interception in the last 2 games.
Interception by number 15, Josh Parra.
We talked about the defense making a big play.
Yep.
These guys are having fun. Deservedly so. Some adversity tonight, some bad bounces. Some questionable decisions.
We know Josh's folks are out there in Pittsburgh watching.
Absolutely. Big game last week and another good one this week.
Big play at a big moment. So 3:52, Spartans get it back. Farnsworth in motion. Thiago, now he's just going for like individual game records. Spins away from some guys.
That would be an interesting fact. We know what the single game rushing record is at Milton Hershey?
Do not off the top of my head, I do not, but he's got to be in the ballpark.
You got to be hitting close to a ball you're at least going to put in the trophy case.
If we had to make some guesses, who are guys in the past that might be up there? Like Josh Pope? Keontae, maybe?
Keontae's got to be
Lucas,
in the
a
neighborhood.
runner named Tony Duncan back in the 90s.
Well, time off the clock here.
Bob Gert be up there?
I think that he might be pretty close, but just a little short, I think.
Tigiri,
there's that play
design
again.
Keeper. And he is going to be first down yardage. Tigiri Mavasiri's got another first down.
I tell you what, 52 Daquan Burney did a job there on his numerical counterpart, number 52.
First down, Spartans.
Joshua Martin.
Bubblers have all their timeouts, but once they come up with some stops here, it's not going to matter. Give goes back to Farnsworth. At times
Good
goes
block
around the
by
outside.
Chiago.
What a spin move by Farnsworth. Spun himself down.
Chris Farnsworth on the carry.
Picked up 7 now, maybe 8.
Keep it rolling, Spartans. Keep it rolling.
Cross midfield, and Spartans are back on the gas pedal.
Well, and as I think you just mentioned, Boiling Springs got 3 timeouts. Only down 2 scores.
But if you can't stop them anyway, you're going to keep moving the chains on you. Cameron Smith in the backfield now. He takes this one, working hard.
I think he got it.
Gets close.
A little short.
A little short. It'll be 3rd and half a yard.
I tell you what a pleasant surprise Cam Smith's been so far this year.
Yeah, the great touchdown tonight. I mean, that's a lot of pressure. Big shoes to fill when they say, oh, Naeem's not going to play. We need you to line up out there. And everybody in the state knows about the 2 of these guys together now.
Yeah, people got to start wondering, like, they just keep putting more kids in that backfield. But you know what that is? I think that a lot of that goes to the offensive line.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
we're just continuing to build up that stable. Spartans are going to call a timeout here with about just a minute and 12 left.
That'll be their last timeout.
That is their last timeout.
Going to take a quick plug again. If you have anybody that might be interested in learning more about the Milton Hershey School, a family, you can check out our website for all of our family event date and locations. Or you can see the email or the website there. Our admissions counselors are out and around the state and the neighboring states, and they do these dinners that will be listed there where you can come out, have dinner, but most important, learn about the wonderful opportunities of Milton Hershey School. Then if you have anybody that's interested in possibly taking a tour of our campus, you can see the information there. Friday, October 12th, we'll be hosting an event here on campus. We can RSVP there. Just come, see all the wonderful facilities, and learn again about all the amazing things that go on here at Milton Hershey School.
$1:12 to go. Bend but don't break over your analogy, if you will. And tell you what, Spartans really embodied that tonight, though. Taking a few punches. Still putting 41 points on the board. Maybe more. Here we go. Chiago, first down. He's pulled down.
Tell you what, wouldn't it be awesome to see him bust one more here for about 50 and a touchdown?
If he gets another, this would be, he's down inside the 40. So that would be 40-plus yards on this drive.
He's got to be close to 300.
Yeah, I would think that's when somebody's got to get in touch with
Susan Alger at school
history. Yeah.
Bob Geyer would know that too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, but we're going to move into victory formation. Deservedly so. And I love how, as some football teams have embraced only shotgun or pistol formation, they can't even go under center to take a knee.
Yeah.
Kids don't even know how to do it.
Right. Break fingers now when you do it.
Well, tell you what, Jay, I think it's time to name some MVPs.
All right. Well, let's let Coach Zerb go first
tonight.
All
right. We'll give him go first.
We want an offensive, a defensive, and special teams.
Or you just do one at a time, whatever you want to do.
Keep it easy for me because I'm new to this. So I'm just going to say on offense, I would say it's number 7, Chiago.
Yeah, Chiago's the obvious pick, no doubt.
You know what? Since you guys told me, I'm going to go with my same pick from last week. I'm going to give the credit to the offensive line. Those big boys up front, they were all over the place, opening huge holes.
Well, there it is. Game over. Spartans win 41-27. I was even going to go more specific. I was going to give it to Isaiah Morales on the offensive line.
We can do
who
that.
did so much work going side to side tonight. Everybody deserves credit. Obviously, Stanford is always a standout. As you see the horn. But I just thought what he did specifically put his real name on the map tonight.
Yep. And then for defensive player, I'm going to go with Josiah Gibbs. I mean, again, he's just it's very infrequent. You find a kid that is that athletic and strong and quick that can play like that nose tackle position. He was sideline to sideline all night.
I was also going to go Josiah. He stood out absolutely as a force tonight.
Christian Farnsworth for special teams.
Okay, yeah, no doubt.
No doubt about it. And I'll tell you what, it's going to take that could be a theme. That he might get that every game, and it was just the position he's in.
Coach, you need to come up with Miami's got the chain. We need to come up with awards for these guys that they get to wear at school all through the next week.
Well, I've said this before. I always thought if you're the Buckeye sticker, they could get Hershey Kiss stickers on their helmets. How good would that be?
On that?
In basketball, we do have incentives like that. So yes, like if a Take 5 bar for a 5-second call, Gatorade for a charge.
We tried talking about that last week, and I screwed that up bad.
I don't want to mess this up until people start paying us for sponsorships, so we're not going to just start throwing it around. But anyhow, Spartans get it done again, 4-0, and it's worth plugging next week. We will be right back here Saturday afternoon, homecoming. It's going to be a huge crowd. It's a special day. It's a special day, a special game, and credit the Spartans. They didn't fall into this trap game. They bounced back. They did what they had to do tonight. Stay undefeated.
Yep. Yeah, and again, we get so many folks that come back for homecoming, but if you know people that can't get here, make sure to let them know through social media. However, follow us on the live stream. We'll try and get out and to as many people as possible. It's always fun to hear about how far away people. I think we had somebody, Mahari Clark, I think checked in from Australia or someone watching the game. So.
Well, it's a special one. I tell you what, people have a lot to be excited about now. 4-0, another home game next week. Credit to the Bubblers, a very different Bubbler team than we saw in the last couple of seasons. They're coming a long way. Won't be long until they're winning a lot more division games, but for now, the alma mater plays and Spartans get to celebrate.
That's right. Another good weekend here on campus.
This is an improved Boiling Springs program without a doubt.
Oh my gosh,
they're definitely on.
They have to feel good about tonight.
Future.
They do.
Yeah.
They have to feel good.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, looking forward to next weekend already. Hopefully, the rain stays away.
Yep.
If you're watching this somewhere impacted by the hurricane, we hope you're safe tonight.
Yep.
You'll be safe for the next couple of days. But for these guys, thanks, gentlemen. Enjoyed it.
Another great game here at Henry Hershey.
41-27, Spartans get it done again, 4-0. We'll be back next Saturday for homecoming. For now, take care. Have a good night.
Good night, folks.
Good night.